Well, aloha mai kako, everyone. Aloha. Well, my name is Samantha DeCourt. I serve as the chair of the Nanakuli Ma'ili Neighborhood Board, number 36, and I'm calling this meeting into order. Today is Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. We are meeting in person at the Nanakuli Public Library and virtually on WebEx. We do have a very full agenda tonight, so to keep our items moving, I will go over some rules of speaking. If anyone wishes to speak, I will ask that in-person attendees please line up at the microphone to my left, and that will be your right. Those joining us on WebEx, please raise your virtual hand. When recognized by the chair, state your name clearly for the minutes. Comments must be kept under 2 minutes. Officials' monthly reports under 3 minutes, and presenters under 10 minutes. Sergeant at Arms will be keeping time, so please end your comments when the timer goes off. I will also ask you to conclude your comments. I would like to remind everyone that this is a community forum, so we do welcome all comments, concerns, questions, and even opinions. Be free to share your mana'o on our agenda items, and remember to treat each other with respect and engage with the spirit of aloha. With that, we will be going to our first agendized item, but before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and open in pule. So I'm gonna ask my brother back there, Mana, if you wouldn't mind opening us up in prayer. Okay, go right ahead. Awesome, very good.
Thank you, Lord. And let's pray. Dear God Almighty, we thank you, God, for the gathering, God. And we pray right now, God Almighty, that you be in a center, that you be present, God. And God Almighty, as we follow in Mana'o, God, we just pray, God, that you have your way in this meeting tonight. And we thank you, Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name, I pray. Amen, amen, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. So on our first agendized item is Honolulu Fire Department, but they just got called out. Okay. We're going to go ahead and move on to Honolulu Police Department. So do we have someone online? No? Okay, we're moving on then. Okay, well, we're moving straight into presentations. Oh, good. We don't have to sit here too long then. So first up, we are very honored and blessed to again celebrate Christmas on the Ave in December. It's a event that we all look forward to, not only on Nanakuli, but the entire Waianae coast and actually the entire island as well. And so to give us an update and a report, oh, HPD is here. All right. Okay, no pressure. He's ready for it. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to follow HFD, but sorry, Corporal Pagan, Honolulu Police Department, District 8 Community Policing. Sorry, I totally forgot the stats, but I have it for you. Let's see, January, we had 40 motor vehicle thefts, 4 in our area, 24 burglaries, 1 in our area, 160 thefts, 22 in our area, 43 unauthorized entries into a motor vehicle, 11 in our area, total of 225 citations, total of 6,589 calls for service, 1,097 in our area. That's all I got. I'm open for
Well, I want to start off by saying that I am truly sorry.
Sorry. Open for any comments, concerns. Sorry.
Alrighty, board members, any questions for HPD? Seeing none, anyone comments, questions, concerns with Honolulu Police Department? Okay, please state your name for the minutes.
Connie Victor, question. How much police officers are patrolling the coastline at any given moment during the day?
For the district, we have from Eva to Waianae, we have a total of 21 beats. 21 beats. On an average, you're looking at between 18 officers or so. Per shift. I mean, they're from Eva to Waianae. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Any other questions? Go ahead, please, to the microphone. Thank you.
Thank you. Aloha. So my question to you is, any updates on the Waianae Police Station opening or staffing? What is the timeline on the Waianae Police Station?
going to defer that to Andrea when she comes. Yeah, we don't, it's, at our level, they haven't talked about changing any of that. Again, the big thing is staffing in the department, period. My understanding is there is money to complete the police station and the rest of the renovations need to be done. When that's going to happen, no one's told us at our level, so I really couldn't tell you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Did you have another question?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Question, what is the average response time for a trouble call?
The response time really depends on the type of call, and how many officers we have available at the time. Of course, if you call for a parking complaint, it may take a little while. If it's an in-progress burglary, assault, something going on, officers will tend to leave whatever they're doing to get down there. Again, it depends on traffic, where they're at the time, where the incident is happening and stuff like that. So it's really hard to say. We like to say within 5 minutes. But again, it depends on what the call is.
Okay, very good. Seeing no other questions. Okay, one more
Thank
question.
you, you guys do a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Great job. Yes, did you have an update? Go ahead to the microphone, please.
So the only update I can say is that city finally, the city finally allotted money, to finish the upstairs, and so that's kind of the process that's been going on. So we met with contractors. They're working on finishing the upstairs. In terms of staffing, that's a different issue. I know the ultimate goal was that they wanted to have the station staffed completely, like they could have line up out of there. But right now we're just trying to get that the second half of the station finished. It is plagued with a lot of repairs. We have a lot of repairs that we have to constantly work on that we're addressing. Eventually it will be able to process arrestees and house arrestees. And I think at that stage, it will then slowly start becoming a
Yeah.
dedicated substation.
So I think the question was timeline. When will that be done? We know there's money. We know what it will be used for, but when is it going
I
to be
don't have
done?
an exact timeline right now. I know about a month ago, myself, the major, and the captain met up at the YNI station, and we walked through everything in terms of planning and what they're, the design and stuff like that. But a lot of that is coordinated with the city, with and the planners and the contractors and all that stuff. So once they get a little bit more concrete plans and so forth, then they usually notify us and tell us, okay, we're going to be coming in, we're going to be installing this or working on this. But right now it's at that early planning stages, and that's where we're at with that.
Okay, very good. Thank
Yep.
you very much. Okay, moving on, let's get to the presentations. So first up, we have Christmas on the Avenue, Carol Pelikai, who will be representing YNI Economic Development, and Charlita Mahoy, that will be representing Ahupua'o Nanakuli. So go right ahead. Thank you.
Aloha mai kako. Thank you, Samantha, for giving us this opportunity. I'd like to just share that about a year and a month ago, Ahupua'o Nanakuli came to this board to seek its approval because it is a requirement in order to obtain the permit to have an event that we had. And this board provided that opportunity to us for the second year. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you for having the trust and faith in this committee to conduct an event of over 12,000 people, over 114 vendors, and two full stages of entertainment. It's amazing. It is amazing. And the most prideful part of it all, Jermaine, is 0 incidents. And that is always number one priority, is that there are no incidents within this event. But let me tell you, we had a plan. If in the event there was an incident, we could bring that fire truck up Nanakuli Avenue and take it to wherever it needed to be. But we couldn't do it without each and every one of you that are here this evening. And I'd like to ask the volunteers that are here, a few of them joined us tonight, to please stand and be recognized. And so, as you can see, from Kupuna to Keiki, everyone gets involved. And oftentimes, you'll be voluntold to Kokua. And as you can see, there are many Mahois here who had the job and assignment to do whatever their dad told them to do to help with the entertainment and the stage. So thank you very much. I'd like to see by a show of hands, how many of you were there that night? Now, isn't that a blessing? I'd like to ask at this point in time, if you were a sponsor and gave monetary value to the event, would you kindly raise your hand? If you were a sponsor and kindly gave to the event, would you show us who you are? Within the sponsorship level, it went from Keiki to Kupuna. And one of the areas that we are proud of is that our own residents gave their hard-earned dollar to support the event. So here's a commercial for Kapolei Massage. Please visit them. Rani Hanohano and Viola Kalauli, please. I know I'm going to get scoldings afterwards, but I'm so proud of them. Christmas on the Avenue included many things. One of the most important new items to the event is the 93-year legacy of the Hawaiian homesteaders. I bet not many of you knew that this homestead and its beneficiaries who settled here 93 years ago. They came out, they selected their piece of land, and there are many of them that are still here today. And so at the second celebration this year, we were able to celebrate them and their families. We're hoping to continue it every year by bringing them out to tell their story about how their kupuna selected the piece of land that they're living on today. Again, thank you, Samantha and the board. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much to volunteers. Oh, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet.
Questions?
Yes, well, board members, any questions? We've got, oh, go ahead, Uncle Paul.
How can I put up a booth then if I'm gonna be part of the, not the parade, but the display or selling an item?
Sure. So
Tell me how much it's gonna cost the pop-up.
here's another plug. If you're a member of the Ahupua o Nanakuli Homestead, there is a benefit. Every year, the application vendor fee changes, so I cannot give you the details on that yet. But if you are a member, the fee is less. Approximately $50 for crafters and about $100 for food vendors. Now, keep in mind, as a food vendor, 100% compliance with the Department of Health. Do they come out and check? Absolutely. And they were here at the event this year. We had one vendor that was asked to close down for about an hour because the food wasn't hot as it should be. But we educate them, all of our vendors, we educate them by bringing an inspector out to give them all the rules.
Last question.
Yes.
Everything there was great. There was one missing item. One thing that was missing. Do you know what was missing? I know because I was looking for it, but it wasn't there.
Let me share with you. One of the things that is done at the event, I'm not sure if if any of you were part of it. We conduct a survey on the grounds of the event, from the time it opens till it closes, to tell us, how did you find out about it? Jolene, what is it? What did we miss? We'll make sure to let them know next year.
Board member,
Yes.
use your microphone,
That's what I'm saying, okay? I don't have the exclusive rights, but I would like to talk to Starbucks. Hey. Right on.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Yeah.
board members. Okay, very good. Well, we do have something very special that we want to celebrate our volunteers. None of this could have happened without your time, talent, and treasure. So originally, we had the mayor that was scheduled to be with us this evening. Unfortunately, something came up. However, he did send us a video just personally thanking you and contributing your time and everything. But before we do that, we do want to recognize the names of the volunteers. So we're going to read them one by one, and please be patient with us because we don't want to rush this part of our night. We prepared for months to make sure that we give honor to whom honor is due. So we've got about 75 names that we're going to read off. And so if you could just be patient with us, we want to acknowledge those names. We want to acknowledge those people. We have some special comments that we'd like to share as a board. And then also the mayor has some special comments that he would like to make. So at this time, I'll hand it over to board member Augustine to read the names of the volunteers.
Mahalo nui loa, everyone who had volunteered to help with the Christmas on the Avenue. If you are present here today and would like to stand when your name is called, please do so. And hold your applause to the end. So Jesse Ayi, Robin Ayi, Paul Ayo, Hillary Valenti, Jolyn Valenti, Pastor Alan Cardenas Jr., Liana Cortez Kikawa, Samantha DeCourt, Jane Finstrom, Yvette Hano Hano, Ronnie Hano Hano, Kalani Hiapo, Rachel Higa, Warren Ho'ohuli, Angie Kahana Nui, Joe Kahana Nui, Justice Kahana Nui, Reina Kahana Nui, Lokelani Kahavai, Kimo Kaho'o Ili Hala, Le Kaho'o Ili Hala, Waiola Kala Uli, Randy Kauhane, Selena Kealoha, Molea Kekawa, Nolan Kekawa, Teresa Kekawa Kahili, Denise Keli'ikoa, Darius Kila, Julian Kirkland, Oa O Kaena Kirkland, Nicole Cotres, Kevin Kwan, Christopher Kwan, Pauahi Leo Iki, Alana Mahoy, Alden Mahoy, Alan Mahoy, Charlita Mahoy, Shar Al Mahoy, Alden Boy Mahoy, Chevy Mahoy, Eleu Mahoy, Lono Mahoy, Akoni Mahoy, Kona Mahoy, Richard Malaki, Ryan Malasig, Valerie Manoa, Joanne Masumoto, Kimo Masumoto, Shaz Myers, Gabe Naone, Shanston Nihipali, Trish Palenapa, Paula Pawahi, Robert Pawahi, Carol Pelikai, Lannon Raposa, Hunter Raposa, Patricia Ann Sanchez Harrell, Gray Schmidt, Stephen Silva, Joanne Smith, Kini Sofa, Nita Stone, Lurleen Taua Eli, Pono Tiave, Noelani Wagner, Brittany Waterhouse, Erlyn Weyes, Kainoa Wilson. Mahalo everyone for your participation in supporting the Nanakuli Christmas on the Avenue.
Okay, so at this time, we're going to go ahead and we have a special greeting from the mayor, and then we will go ahead and share with you our comments from the board. So if you could draw your attention to the screen here.
Aloha. Well, I want to start off by saying that I am truly sorry that I could not be there in person right now to celebrate your extraordinary effort to create special memories for so many people during the holidays. You know, Christmas on the Avenue has become an absolutely incredible event, attended by an astonishing 10,000 people. It's a triumph of the Christmas spirit and the Aloha spirit, and it serves as a reflection of the entire community of Nanakuli. But this event simply could not have happened without you, without all of you, the volunteers. What you help bring to life is not just an amazing Christmas tradition. You created lifelong memories for everyone who took part in that joyous holiday event. Bravo. Now, before I read the certificate that all the volunteers will be receiving, I want to call special attention to Samantha DeCourt, the chair of the Nanakuli Ma'ili Neighborhood Board. Now, she put a remarkable amount of time and effort into laying the foundation for Christmas on the Avenue, and she is deserving of the highest praise. Now, let me take a moment to read the Mayor's Award of Recognition that all of you will be receiving. And it goes like this. For your contributions that were crucial to celebrating 93 years of Nanakuli Homestead residents and the second annual Apua'a o Nanakuli Homestead Christmas on the Avenue, and your willingness to extend the spirit of Aloha to thousands of attendees, done this 20th day of February in Honolulu, Hawaii. Wow. So once again, mahalo to all of you. And may the spirit you helped create in Nanakuli during the holidays last all year round. Aloha and mahalo.
And so now at this time, I'll share some comments from our board. The city and county takes great pride in recognizing 93 years of Nanakuli Homestead residents and commemorating the remarkable success of the second annual Christmas on the Avenue. This event owes its success to the dedication and hard work of our volunteers. Your unwavering dedication and exceptional contributions were vital to the resounding triumph of this event. And we extend our heartfelt appreciation for your willingness to extend the spirit of Aloha to thousands of attendees. Your commitment to fostering a sense of community and spreading joy exemplifies the true spirit of the holiday season, and your efforts have left a lasting impact on the Nanakuli homestead and beyond. We are immensely grateful for your outstanding support and for enriching the lives of our residents and visitors alike. We here at the Nanakuli Ma'ili Neighborhood Board number 36 extend our heartfelt thanks to Ahupua'a o Nanakuli Homestead in partnership with the Waianae Economic Development Council for your unwavering commitment to our community. We recognize the sacrifice of the time and effort that has gone into this event. Your dedication, your support has made a significant and positive impact, enriching the lives of our residents and contributing to the betterment of our community as a whole. We are truly grateful for your ongoing partnership and meaningful difference you continue to make in the 96792. So on behalf of our board members and myself, we want to thank you very much for your time, talent, and your treasure. Most importantly, your sacrifice and your labor of love. So we mahalo you, we aloha you, and we look forward to next year's Christmas on the Ave with the coffee booth that will be there. So let's all give them a round of applause. And everyone's name that was spoken, Auntie Charlita does have those certificates in hand, ready to distribute them. So she's gonna go ahead and distribute them outside. But I do want to invite you to stay with us. We've got a lot of great community events that we're gonna be discussing. Right after this, Pastor Allen is gonna be sharing with us about our neighborhood security watch and how we can get involved. As we know, crime has definitely been on the rise, but we as a community, we as our residents, we're going to do our part. HPD does their part, city does their part, state does their part. So we want to encourage you to stay to help us get the word out as we continue to grow our neighborhood security watch. After that, we have a planting project that will be presented by our very own Kehau Pu'u, who is the Deputy Director at Department of Parks and Recreation, also Roxanne Adams. You know, food security is very important, self-sustainability is very important, but what they're doing out in Miley Community Park, I mean, that is really providing an opportunity of a cooling place. So this is another way that we can mitigate fire hazards and wildfires. So we're going to need a lot of community support on that too. I want to encourage you to please stay. And then after that, we have a presentation that we are going to be getting behind and supporting. Sonoy Marfil, she's going to be entering her confirmation in the Senate to be a commissioner for DHHL. She is one of our very own homesteaders, so we want to make sure that we as a community, we get behind her and we support her in any way. Other than that, we have some standard items that will be coming up. So as we move on to our next item, I do want to encourage you to please stay. And then Charlita and Auntie Carol will go ahead and give you your certificates. But we're going to go ahead and move on to our next agenda item. So I'll ask Pastor Allen, if you wouldn't mind coming to the microphone. And please listen in and lean in. We have our neighborhood security block leads and our captains that are also here as well. So go ahead, Pastor Allen, take it away.
Aloha, Chair, members of the board, and amazing, wonderful community. My name is Alan Cardenas Jr. I was asked to come and share about the Neighborhood Security Watch. And I guess it's a response to homicides up 80%, shootings, and all the challenges out there in the community. So FYI, some of you may know, some of you may not, but in District 8, there's approximately about over 50,000 homes, 150,000 people, and at any given time, there's about 18 officers on patrol from Eva Beach all the way to Makaha. And the ratio is daunting when I look at the numbers. According to the numbers, the ratio is about one officer to about 2,700 homes, or one officer to 8,000 people. That model is not working. And what else we learned as a neighborhood security watch that's not working is getting mad and staying angry doesn't work. Blaming other people and causing strife and division, that didn't work. And doing nothing that didn't work. And it's frustrating for us as a people wanting help, and the powers to be. I've said a couple of times, move slower than my 94-year-old auntie. And so we realized that we had to shift our mindset and work with Roland, HPD, and other organizations, not against them. So we as a community, especially Richard Malaki right there, we needed to change our paradigm and really look at non-confrontational, non-combative ways positive, productive solutions, not just problems, but solutions that we can work with HPD on. The primary goal that we learned, especially last year, was really to work to prevent, to deter and reduce crime, no matter what it takes to be able to do that. And realizing that police alone cannot combat crime. They need the help of the community. And that's why we've made it our call to partner with them. So how does it work? Basically, the neighbors come together to work together with each other in an organized way to find positive, productive solutions to a safer, more hopeful community. HPD does training like how to recognize and report suspicious activities, how to describe a suspect, home security inspections, and last year was how to respond to active shooters situations, because that's one of the things that we've seen in school campuses. And so the training has been extremely valuable for us as a community to know what we can do to prevent, deter, and reduce crime. There's also the community policing element with it. Community policing goes further. We look for the social problems and the root cause of the problem. We can see the fruit, but what's the root behind it? And that's why we got some of our leaders here that's been on the other side of the law, that used to ride in a back seat of the police cars, but now are riding in the front seat and working together to be able to change this. So one of the things that we're learning to do, because there's so much problems, we're learning how to identify and prioritize the risk factors. We can't take them all, but we can identify and prioritize what those are in Nanakuli and different communities. And then secondly, identify and prioritize solutions, people, organizations that we can come together to tackle these issues, and then implement simple, practical, tactical, strategic ways that we can start chipping away at this in a better and more organized way. Again, for the sake of time, what are the benefits of this? Some of the benefits are, and again, I want to thank the board for supporting the Honu project from April to July at Nanakuli. And I would have hoped that Darryl Young could have been here, but God called him home. But I thank you folks at the board giving the blessings. So one of the things we're able to do as a Neighborhood Security Watch in partnership with the city is to be able to serve 145 people during those 4 months, place 80 of them, 65 of them went in shelters, 3 were in a hospital treatment, 3 was sent back off island back to the family, 5 reunited back to the family, 4 in more permanent housing. So that's some of the practical ways that we can work together. The other ways that we can work together to bring law enforcement and community together in a positive way, Operation Blue Light Christmas, Christmas on the Ave. They were able to pass out over 2,000 gifts because of the generosity of the good people here in our community. So that's some of the things that we can do. And we're hoping that we can move forward, do the Honu again with the blessings. We still need to work some things out. And then hopefully again in 2024, I see Patty Touré here. We needed more presence. We called Patty. Patty was able to whip out her hat and donate a couple hundred. So that's the kind of stuff that we can do, but it's a greater sense of personal and shared responsibility. I think that's the biggest things. Ongoing training, monthly crime statistics, the strength in numbers. One of the things that we've learned is we cannot just do Nanakuli or Maili, Waianae, Makaha. Our D8 Ecclesia NSW, we work with Jody, Ivalani from Kapolei, Eva, all the way on the coast, and that's why we're better together. But one of the things that I'm really proud of, I've been telling law enforcement, we cannot just shut down the drug houses and the homes. I want the men. And they would say, why? Because if the men are not transformed, then our community will never transform. Well, I thank God today that some of our key leaders are here, Pastor Tala, Richard Malaki, Mana back there. A lot of our men are being transformed. And because of these guys, other men and other women are being transformed. So it's powerful, it's exciting, and it's our family becoming a community and the community becoming a family. We started to look like Hawaii, live like Hawaii. We're the Aloha state. So that's what we're after, creating a transformational culture and community of Aloha. So I want to encourage you guys, if you guys care, you guys want to get involved, See Roland right after. His number is 808-967-8952. That's his number. Call him right after. He's going to be doing a training March 6th, first Wednesday of the month at NPC, Nani Kapona Church. So call him. And then together we can look in La Lima that the spirit of Aloha will live on forever. So thank you so much. Mahalo.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Board members, any questions? Board members?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Board Member Texor.
Are you looking for new recruits and just Nanakuli alone with 2,000 homes plus? That means 3 to 5 families living in one house, give or take. And you pretty much did a ratio from Ever Beach to Makaha. So yeah, we see some things going on the avenue, but it seems like it's minor, but those speed bikes, they're fast. And we almost see several accidents on 6th Road. So.
Yeah, to answer to your question. Yeah, the more eyes, the better. And if we can just adopt the block, it is simplest model. And just like the days of old, right? Everybody start caring for each other, looking out for each other, have block captains and so forth. So yeah, Rolling's always recruiting. These guys, we're always recruiting and so forth. Yeah, the more people, the better. We're better together. We're stronger together. Yeah.
Okay, Board Member Ayo, then we'll go over here to Board Member Corona.
It's out for Officer Fagan. Citizen Academy then. Can we have one? Citizens Academy?
They used to do that at the police station in Waipahu. We've never done one individually by district. Okay.
No.
Well, the thing is, you know, what's taking the place of that is our neighborhood security watches, our NSW. So we do a lot of that training stuff. That, you know, what we don't do is equip you, give you all the tools and stuff like that. But as far as information sharing, getting to know your neighbors, strategies and stuff like that is something that we do work with Pastor, with the rest of the NSWs about to get people aware. You know, the thing is, like I told Pastor, and we tell all of our NSWs, even if you don't, as a group, walk every night into your community, just the fact that you guys know all your neighbors and you can get a hold of your neighbors and share information, that tends to deter crime, because as soon as somebody shows up in your neighborhood, if somebody's calling the police and somebody's reporting it and the police are showing up, no matter what time they come and the police, somebody's called, they realize that it's not an area that they can just hang out at. So, you know, those are the things that we kind of cover with the neighborhood security watch. I can try to talk to human resources to see if they're doing anything, if they're going to start something like that. But again, you know, it all comes with having manpower to teach the classes and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, very good, Board Member Corona.
Yes, my only question would be, if I'm new to the community or I've never heard about the Neighborhood Security Watch, how can one become involved with it? Is it like Pastor said, on March 6th, there's training at NPC. Is that for the entire coast for the Neighborhood Security Watch, just for the Nanakuli region? Or is there a website a community member could go to? Or how does one find out about it to get involved with it?
The easiest way to find out, other than coming to the meeting on the 7th, you can go to the HonoluluPD.org website. There's a community resources page. You can reach out, it has our numbers and stuff like that. Give us a call. We can talk to you about what you need to do to get started. If you want to see how things are going, you can come to the meeting and then we do a training and stuff like that. But it's open to anybody that wants to.
Sure. That what I'm asking is if I want to come to one, or if a community member wanted to come to one, how would they know where to go or when it happens? Is it posted somewhere? Is it just word of mouth?
We don't normally post the meetings themselves except for the groups that have them. To be honest, we have an NSW and the Neighborhood Security Watch or Citizen Patrol almost every night. We have officers that are going out somewhere. So it's just a matter of knowing your area and stuff like that, and then knowing the groups. Like I said, Pastor Allen, they have a whole bunch of groups that come, so you can find out when they meet. You know, some meet every first Wednesday, first Thursday, whatever it is, and then you kind of make the connection that way as far as where you want to go and which one benefits you and you can benefit from that.
Okay, Board Member Augustin.
Yeah, I'd like to kind of jump off of his question and ask Pastor Allen if you can relay some information on how the community can get involved, specifically here in Nanakuli, when you folks meet.
Yeah, here in Nanakuli, we will be meeting the first Wednesday of March at 6:30 at Nanikopono Protestant Church. And we'll send the information to you folks as well. And we have different teams, like Pastor Tala is in the Maili area. Mana is in the Eva Beach area. We got John Naputu is in the Waianae area. We've got another team just started up. We'll be starting in the Waianae Pililao Park area. So there's different teams in different locations, and we try to work together that we don't conflict on our walks and our dates. We try to support ourselves as much as possible. So one of the teams that we do have is the one that Richard and I are part of, and we'll be meeting the first Wednesday of March. We'll send the information to Chair, and then she can send it out to you folks.
Great. Thank you very much. Community, any questions? Neighborhood Security Watch? Okay. Go ahead, Uncle Ed. Go ahead to the microphone.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, Committee. My name is Ed Warner. Thank Pastor Allen for the work that he does in the community. I mean, it's so awesome. I mean, I do stuff with HPD. Hopefully I can get involved with my community. I do a lot of stuff with traffic side division. Well, what I've been seeing Pastor Allen doing on the neighborhood board, 20-something years ago, Auntie Babes, they live on Subland side. They had their patrol that would come around. So when I had guys, I had a weight room at my home. So when I had guys parking across the street, neighborhood security watch came and started looking around the cars, which was great, until we all went run across and everybody was about, I think I was the smallest guy at 300 pounds. Everybody else was like 6'4", 6'5", and it was like, hey, anything wrong? So, oh no, we're just checking out this car, and that was good. I wouldn't like that, that we had security. And, as of now, I've been the head security for Subland, Sirius 7, on my own, and I would be glad to team up with Pastor Allen and them, because I'm a one-man gang out there. Whenever things go wrong, I'm there. Whether correcting the kids or I know the parents, but, it's being vigilant. You got to be vigilant out there. A lot of things I do in our community is not trying to put them down, but trying to reach across the aisle, get solutions to help them. Whether they need food, money for catch the bus. If I got, I'll take the shirt off my back. But, it's a great thing what Pastor is doing. And bringing his neighborhood board out is to deter crime from happening. Number one thing, right? So it's a good thing. We just need to be vigilant out there. And if we see something, say something. The old says, when you raise your kid, you can spoil your grandkid. When you spoil your kids, you got to raise your grandkid. And I think plenty of the things that is happening with the kids right now falls right under that. It does falls right under it. Just think about it. My house not perfect. If anybody's house perfect, raise your hand. I only know one perfect guy. You guys know who's that? It's my Lord Jesus. It's the only perfect guy I know. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Ed. Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah, community. So I want to really encourage us, if we know somebody that wants to get involved, sometimes the situation can seem super overwhelming. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to start. But the best thing that you can do is get involved, because HPD does need help. The city does need help. State does need help. And so we as a community want to take ownership of our community and say, not on my street, not on my block, not on my district, not in my precinct. And so the best way that we can do that is show a visible presence. I've been with Pastor Allen as we've been on these walks, and it's been very effective. Through their efforts, they've been able to shut down game rooms. They've been able to walk the streets and just let these criminals know that we in the 96792, we're not going to tolerate this crime. And it's very, we don't approach, we just show a visible presence. And you'd be surprised how impactful that is when you're running an illegal activity, whether that be a game room, whether that be chicken fight, whatever it is. But when you see your own neighbors, your own kupunas, kids, families that are walking down the street as the criminals are in there doing their illegal activity, they see that the community is not going to stand for it. There have been many times where people have reported illegal activity because they see it on their home cameras. So we have to be vigilant here. I wish I could say that we are overstaffed in police officers and don't worry, they get them. I wish we could say we had our police station open, but we're not there yet. And until we are, we as a community have to take ownership of these things because it's our kids out there, it's our community, it's our kupuna out there. And this will not happen, not on our watch, not on the next generation's watch. So please bring your friends, bring your family members out to March 6th, Wednesday, March 6th at 6:30 p.m. at Nanai Kapono Church. I'm going to be there. I want to welcome our board to be there and set an example of how to lead the path and lead the way on how we're going to combat crime in our area. So please do make the time and please invite people to be with us. But before we go ahead and conclude this area, I do want to recognize our Neighborhood Security Watch. Again, our mayor wanted to be here. He very much supports the Neighborhood Security Watch. He has actually been on these walks with us. We've had the Lieutenant Governor on these walks with us. We've had our council member, Andrea Tupola, on our walks. We've had a representative, Darius Kila, on these walks. So you see how everybody is getting involved. Everybody, we have to have all hands on deck. So the mayor did want to extend his appreciation for the Neighborhood Security Watch. We do have certificates for the Neighborhood Security Black members and leads. So I'm going to have actually a board member, Augustine, share the names of the Neighborhood Security Black leads. However, but before she does that, I'm going to go ahead and share some comments from our neighborhood board because we do appreciate you. We do know that you are out there fighting the good fight, and it does take commitment. It does get discouraged, but please know that you have a neighborhood board that is behind you. We are supporting you, and we are also lifting you up in prayer. So I'm going to go ahead and read some comments from our neighborhood board. In acknowledgement of your unwavering commitment to safeguarding the residents of the Waianae Coast, the City and County of Honolulu and the Nanakuli Ma'ili Neighborhood Board number 36 extends its deepest gratitude and appreciation to the Ecclesia Neighborhood Security Watch coordinators and block captains. The Neighborhood Security Watch NSW program is based on the principle of neighbors helping each other, sponsored by the Honolulu Police Department, and relies on citizen participation and involvement in a cooperative effort against crime. Its primary purpose is to protect our communities and ensuring the safety of our keiki, kupuna, and all community members. The spirit of aloha is alive and well on the Waianae Coast because of your commitment and your sacrifice. As Auntie Pilahi Paki shared in Chapter 5 of the Hawaii Revised Statute, aloha is more than a word of a greeting or farewell or a salutation. Aloha means mutual regard and affection and extends warmth in caring with no obligation in return. Now I'm going to share the acrostic for aloha. Akahai means kindness to be expressed with tenderness. Lokahi, meaning unity to be expressed with harmony. Olu olu, meaning agreeable to be expressed with pleasantness. Ha'aha'a, meaning humility to be expressed with modesty. Ahonui, meaning patience to be expressed with perseverance. Your dedication and proactive efforts have significantly contributed to creating a secure environment for all residents along the Waianae Coast. Your leadership and your commitment to the Ecclesia Neighborhood Security Watch program exemplifies the spirit of community, unity, and safety. So the Honolulu City and County, on behalf of the Mayor's Office and the Nanakuli Ma'ili Neighborhood Board number 36, we aloha you, we thank you, and we appreciate you. So we'll give you a round of applause now. And then Board Member Augustine will go ahead and read the names. And when you hear your name, you can come up and grab your certificate.
Mahalo for serving our community. You can get your certificate from our chair, Samantha D. Court. When I call your name, please come up. Jody Akau. Evalani McBriar. Stacelyn Eli. Kimo and Le Kaho Ili Hala. Richard and Grace Malaki. Mahalo. Christine and Houston Laupola. Kini and Deidre Sofa. Pauahi and Ikaika Leoiki. Dwight and Eva Hubbard. Mana Olayan. Mahalo. John Naputi. Mahalo. Pastor Talamoa. Mahalo. Pastor Bob and Paula Puahi. Mahalo. Pastor Shane Kalani Arthur Sr.
Okay, I see that there's a few people that are also with our Neighborhood Security Watch. So Pastor Allen, would you like to, oh, I don't think he's here. Oh, he's outside. Would you like to recognize some of your members that are here that came to support, that are not, they don't have a certificate, but do you want to acknowledge them?
Everybody in this room. The fact that we took time out of our lives, our busy lives to be here, kudos to all of you and everybody online and those that couldn't make it. It's a kako thing. We're better together, we're stronger together, and everybody deserves to be honored and recognized. Men and women in uniform, our kupunas, our young ones, everybody. So especially you guys giving up your time to serve here, and all that you guys give. So I just want to say thank you that I live in one of the most beautiful places in the world. And it's because of people like you guys. So thank you, everybody, for being part of this community. Love you guys.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Okay. So to our community and board members, we're going to go ahead and take a short recess because we're going to go ahead and get a picture. So we have our volunteers at Nanakuli on the Ave outside. They're waiting. We're going to bring them back in. So if you're here, you can stay here. We're going to take one big picture because the lighting is better here. And it's all about the lighting. So at this time, we're going to take a short recess for about, I think 5 minutes is good. Yeah. Yeah. 5 minutes. So short recess. Okay, quick announcement. So, Christmas on the Ave left, but they did take a picture. So we're gonna go ahead and resume our meeting back. So I'm gonna gavel us back in about 1 minute. So if we could come back to our seats.
Aloha, if you were part of the Christmas on the Avenue, if you can please come to the front table so we can take a photo.
Yeah, so we're gonna stand on the side. Face this way.
If everyone could please stand, we're going to take a photo.
Awesome, very good. All right, okay, we're moving along. All righty. Okay, so we're getting our next slides ready. Okay, oh, perfect, thank you. Okay, we're doing a countdown. We're gonna gavel back in 30 seconds. 30 seconds, if you can take your seats, please. 30 seconds. All righty, if we can close the doors. Very good, very good. Okay, all right. We're gonna be gaveling in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3. All right. Okay, calling this meeting back into order. At this time, we are on Agenda 3, Section C, the Maili Community Park Cooling Project. Here presenting, we have Kihau Pu'u, Deputy Director, Department of Parks and Recreation. Also with her, Roxanne Adams, Administrator of Department of Urban Forestry. Alrighty, so thank you for being with us. Go ahead and take it away.
Mahalo, Chair de Court, aloha, Vice Chair, board members, and members of the community. Kihau Pu'u from Department of Parks and Recreation, Deputy Director. So we're here this evening as a follow-up from our presentation back in November on our Maili Community Park Tree Planting Project. Go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So just a recap. So this is a project we're undertaking, being undertaken by the department to build improvements at parks in high heat index communities. That is definitely the Leeward Coast, Eva, all of this side of the island. And so we're focusing in on areas where we have keiki, especially. So Maili Community Park, we've identified that as our first place where we want to do intentional cooling projects, because cooling projects that include tree planting and some shade for our playgrounds. And again, because this is a park where we hold our recreation programs, summer fun, it's a site for our summer fun programs. And it's, we're co-located with Maili Elementary, who uses the park too. So we want to focus here. And so we have 2 projects that we're doing. We're here today to talk about the tree planting that we want to take on, but also we want to we've started to look into providing shades over our play structures. So we are doing some research and trying to, figure out the funding for that. Right now, I think it's our only park on the island where we do have shade is right over here at Kamakila Community Park. And so there's that large shade there. I think some of you here probably know how that got there. But that's something that we want to replicate in other areas. And then this project's also part of the city's Climate Ready Oahu plan. And so this is the city's plan to address climate change, the impacts of climate change across the island. So these are just some activities that are in line with that plan. And then again, also just, we want to make our parks more olu. So to talk specifically about the tree planting project, I'm going to kick it over to Roxanne.
Aloha mai kako. Thank you to the chair of the neighborhood board and especially to the community. So if you can pull up the next slide, please. So this is a drawing of what we intend to do over this next year. We're looking at planting a lot of trees around the park, around the perimeter of the park, and then in and amongst between the ball field and the courts. So there are 4 different trees that we want to plant. Can you hit the next slide, please? Lona Mea is going to be one of our main trees. That tree is going to be in between the elementary school proper and the park itself. We wanted to specifically use as many native trees as we could. So 3 out of the 4 different varieties of trees are native. There is one non-native that we chose specifically because it's more of an upright tree that doesn't drop any large seeds or flowers. And that tree, next slide, please, is a white Tacoma. So you can see that it's a lot more upright and narrower in width. It has tiny little flowers, very inconspicuous seeds. And that one we want to plant near the court because we don't want any of the debris from the tree to impede court play. We'll also be planting green how as well as variegated how. And I think there's two more slides. Next one, please. So we also do want to try to activate the park and bring in community. So on Earth Day, and we're targeting the week of April 22nd to the 26th. We wanted to do a small educational fair. And we would be giving away fruit trees and native trees. Although we are not allowed to plant fruit trees in our parks and along our city streets, most of our tree giveaways will be around fruit trees that people can take home into their own yards and plant those. We'll have people there who are akamai about trees and tree planting. If you have any questions, we also are partnering with other Aina educators. New now, the guys that are doing the coconut out at West Oahu, Hanai Kaiaulu, straight out of this area, Malama Learning Center, they're right up here as well. Bringing in some of our partners from Townside, Trees for Honolulu's Future, which is, when they say Honolulu, they're talking about Oahu, and the CRB response team to answer any questions people might have about CRB, because it is very prevalent in your community. Next slide, please. And the last celebration around trees that we want to do in your community is the Arbor Day celebration. The mayor does an annual celebration around Arbor Day and tree plantings every year. And we'd like to focus on your community because we want to try and cool it down a little bit using some trees. So we'd like to be out here, and we are working with Maili Elementary. We just met with the vice principal out there this past week, and he seems very excited, but partner with the school to plant trees along their fence line, and hopefully maybe even adopt those trees as part of their classroom. Again, we'll be inviting guests to a small fair where people can learn more about trees. We'll be giving away fruit trees and native trees as well. And we hope to have OISC out here. That's the Oahu Invasive Species Council, as well, to answer any questions about invasive species in your neighborhood. And that's it. You have any questions?
Okay, very good. Board members, any questions? We'll go to Board Member Corona. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, thank you. I'm excited about this. From last time when you were here, there was some open-ended things in there. So one was you were looking for an aggressive schedule last time you were here. Is that so? Maybe I just got a couple questions here, but can you give us more of that timeline? Because that was one of our questions before. And then another one was, I remember you had said that you're looking for community support because you're going to put bags around it to help the trees take, but you need to keep those filled with water, and you're looking for community members or someone to help maintain the trees. Is that still something that you're looking for, or is that something that the city and county is going to maintain as well?
Yeah, on that slide where you saw the drawing, there's also a small irrigation setup. So at each tree we'll have 2 bubblers, 2 emitters, and it'll be hooked to a battery timer. That's for the first set of trees that are going around the perimeter. On the trees that are going to be planted between the school and the park, right on that fence line, we're hoping that the kids will adopt those trees, and we could put bags on those for them to malama those trees and and be able to come back a generation later and show it to their keiki. We just thought that the amount of trees that we were looking at planting, there's about 40 trees, was kind of a lot to be asking a small community to Malama. So we're saving those last 11 trees, 11 or 12 trees, I think, for the keiki at Maili to Hanai for a little while and Malama those trees for a couple years. But yeah, when we looked at it closer, it just made more sense for us to put in a temporary watering solution, just to make it easier so we can be certain that nothing falls through the cracks or by the wayside. So irrigation work is already starting. They're already digging up parts of the field. And once the irrigation is set in, we'll come in and plant that first round of trees, and then celebrate those trees, hopefully on Earth Day, or that week, that Earth Week. And then the last 11 trees for Arbor Day, in partnership with Maili Elementary.
Very good. Board members, any questions? Community, any questions? Oh, go ahead. Board member
Well,
Karan.
this is more for the department. You might have to help me out here. I remember there was a community grant or a grant for Maili Community Park that money was allocated to grant for fixing the park area, the structure, the playground and such. The city council pulled that money back to purchase I think a housing thing up in Wahiwa. And then I was under the impression that money was supposed to be coming back. And I don't know if that's in line with what you're trying to do there or if that was part of it or not, but I just knew that there was money that was already allocated for it, but they took it back. I was wondering if you're still trying to get that money or if you know anything about it.
I just missed our meeting with our Division of Design and Construction. So you're talking about the community development block grant. So yes, we do have one from Maili. So that project is still going to happen. It does address irrigation and some other things there at the park. I don't have a timeline right now, but we can report back. But it's still online. We work closely with DDC, so they actually do all of our capital improvement projects for parks. But yeah, that project is not dead. The timeline it's delayed, but it's not gone. Yeah, mahalo for that question.
I'll go ahead, Board Member Augustine.
Is your timeline going to be before the end of the school year in terms of getting the Maili Elementary students and the school involved? Or is it going to be post-summer break and then they're going to get involved?
So the first planting will be in April. That's I think 30 trees. So that's the one where we're setting up a bubbler system. So there'll be some irrigation. We are meeting with Maili because we want them to be involved with that, but it's not necessarily the trees that we want them to help Malama. Those would be in November, the 11 remaining trees that we will plant as part of Arbor Day. So they'll be in school, although Christmas break will come up. But I think we'll be able to manage that. But so yeah, we're too close to summer, so we've adjusted. Thanks for that.
Okay, very good. Community, did you have a question? Go ahead and state your name for the minutes, please.
I'm Liana Cortez Kekawa. The only question I had was regarding the parks, if I may. A family member of mine went camping this past weekend and they had to weed eat their own area because the grass was really high. Just my concern, are we having a problem with staff shortage? Because that's what people were saying or whatnot with the park, that it's not being kept for the park not being kept for camping.
Are you talking about a specific park or just in general?
Kalaniana Ole, yes, that. And then, but I did want to say kudos because we camp often, and a couple of times we camped at Maili and there was lots of rats, lots and lots of rats. But the last couple of times we went, it seemed better. So something was done and it was fixed. So two separate things, yeah. But mahalo.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead if anyone wants to take that.
Thank you for that concern. So I'll be very, transparent and frank, yes, we do have a staffing shortage out here on the Leeward Coast. I'll be very honest. It's a tough district to work in. So, we have staff shortages. On top of that, our staff, the same ones who are the groundskeepers in the parks are also the same staff that we pull to do stored property ordinance, to do SPOs, and that's with the Department of Facilities Maintenance and also with HPD. So, they'll get pulled to take care of those cleanup projects. And so, and then this is rainy season, I'm gonna be honest, so the grass grow much faster than it normally does. So we are having a little bit of a hard time keeping up at that park specifically. But I did speak with our maintenance supervisor for this site, and they will work on that. Mahalo.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe, Uncle Ed, you have a question?
Heads again, every time. But hey, I just want to thank what they're trying to do in Miley. For 55 years, I played ball there. And I know the trees, I think only had two on the right. I think right center and it might be straight center field. I think the tree's still alive. But I think what you guys are doing, I think would be good. Not only for the park, but for the community, for the kids, for the parents. When you get baseball games there or with a football practice or anything, the parents can come out of the car, go under the grass. They can go under the tree and kind of cool down, yeah. And like I said, I played at that park in the 70s. Played football there. And I know the park is hot. You guys got that park there. And I fully support. I hope you guys can support what they're trying to do. Trying to put plants out there and trees and, make it nice, make it beautiful. We live in our Lord. Nanakuli. If you look Nanakuli, come into Nanakuli, what do you see? Our grass cut, right? Our parks look pretty good. There should be light, and there was light at Nanakuli Beach Park. Our park lights was down for 3 weeks. I had to go there and go straight to the top. Sometimes, like we go to the tail, you like talk to the head. That's how you can get stuff done. So, I was doing the murals out there, and if people wonder who gave me the permission, I got the same permission from Jesus, the same person who put up the raised crosswalks in Nanakuli. It wasn't me. It was my Lord Jesus Christ. So if anybody wondering why the mural is painting on my family's wall, Jesus didn't put them there. So, I just like to say, the nights I was there, when it was dark, the boogeyman come out, and I seen him. I seen what was happening in the park. I want to thank Board Member Paul Yu in getting HPD set up at the Catholic Church. I seen them. I seen how they come out, react, boom, boom, they was there. That's good where they stay. There's things that help out our community. I've been there 2 weeks, late. When the park lights is out, it's no good. And if you guys never seen, I lived there all my life, right across the park too, and even where I live. No good things happen in the dark. Now we get light there, our kids. Remember, we only get one park. If you could tell me where we get the second park in Nanakuli, I would stand here and clap your hand. That's why we need one other park where the landfill's there. We need one Central Park. We need one park so our kids is so overwhelmed. I think, we need to do something with the rec, with the park. Because the part about that is our kids not getting a permit. And you cannot withhold a permit from anybody. But if we had 2 parks, would be good. So if the board can.
We'll let Kehao respond to some of your.
We need to obtain our permit for our kids.
Okay.
And that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. I can tell you guys that right now. I coach at that park. My grandkids coach at that park. My grandkids play.
Yeah.
And they stay out by the ocean side trying to practice. Let's get 8 teams. Come on, we need to fix the problems we get now.
Okay.
To make it better for our kids.
Thank you.
That live in Nanakuli.
Thank you. Just a disclaimer, this is not full reign to do things and say it's Jesus. Yes, yes. Kihawa, if there's anything you want to comment to, otherwise we can go ahead and move on. Okay, go ahead. Community, state your name for the minutes, please.
Carly Victor. So I live in the community of Black Rock. So what Uncle said is right. Can you hear me? What he said was right. So like what attracts the drug element and all that stuff to Black Rocks is there is no lights at night. It's dark. So Representative Keela, since he sent the police there every night now, it's been empty and it's cleaned the park. And it's beautiful now. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's my neighborhood. My kids go there and they swim. And now we can park there. It feels good. But I think, like he said, Uncle said, we need lights in that park too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Go ahead, community. State your name for the minutes, please.
Charlita Mahoy. I'm a resident, born and raised Nanakuli Homestead. On the video that we saw, or the slides, in the bottom right-hand corner, there was a little picture, and there were two letters, RB. Do any of you know, have any of you seen it? What is RB? It's for real. Rhinoceros beetle. How many of you have seen it in your yards, in your plants? I personally have lost over $1,000 of plants because of that menace. If we could get more information, what can we do? I don't even want to throw the dirt from my plant. I throw it in the green waste, and hopefully they're throwing it somewhere that nobody else will get it. Because I guarantee you there's gonna be RBs in that pot. And we've seen them 2 inches or more with long rhinoceros horns. So I would like to get more information about who we can call, what is being done to help us with the rhinoceros beetle.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Pastor Tala.
Thank you for that. I think all of you gotta, hold on all of you until we fix that problem. Because it's heartbreaking, for all of coconut tree where I live. I even called the TV guys. They came and there's nothing done. From Pakia, Akimo, Maili, even Waianae, I see all the coconuts are, get demolished from this. So if you have trees in your yard and you see the leaves is eating on the top, that's mean you have a beetle. They say cannot put parasites, but the reason why I'm up over here is because I lead our neighborhood security watch at Maili. So by our school, that's where we walk consistently walk there, all around there, even in the front road. But I would suggest that can we have speed bumps by Kulaupuni? 2 speed bumps there because people still are speeding, and that is the school area. The other problem is, just making my voice. So I have every Monday I have a recovery, celebrating recovery meeting at our community park, and it's getting worse. With the homeless. I know in the 90s it was really bad, but if we don't do something as the community, is because due to little space of all our children, our keiki sports, there's no space for them to go practice, and they're having practice right there about 20 feet away from all the rubbish that they're bringing.
Yeah.
battles and all that.
So Pastor, I want to encourage you that we're still going to get to community concerns. That might be an topic to bring up during community concerns. But I
Okay.
want to redirect back to the Maili cooling project. So if you have any questions regarding the cooling project, or if community has any questions regarding the cooling project, then we can move on to community concerns.
Okay. Not only you guys can put trees in the park, can you guys put a pavilion right there across from the pink store for my meeting? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just have a question, and then we'll move on to our agenda item. Two questions. Oh boy, I lost my train of thought. It was the beetle that threw me off. There are benefits to reducing wildfire with regards to this planting project. If you wouldn't mind just elaborating a little bit more on that and how it can benefit, because what I understand is that we are entering into a very hot summer. So does that benefit us as far as cooling it down?
Right, it does have a benefit. Umula'au, right? It's the trees bring the rain. So that helps once the trees are fully grown. But if you look even at your beach parks during the summer when it's dry, the only green you're going to see is the tree and the little bit of grass underneath it. So it helps so that the earth doesn't lose the moisture through evaporation, right? So if you look at the wildfires in Lahaina, it wasn't the trees that burnt first, it was the dead trees. And the dead trees are houses. They burn before the living trees. So it does slow down the fire. Green stuff helps to slow down fire. So yeah, it will help mitigate some of those concerns.
Okay, very good. Well, I think that we can conclude this part of our agenda. So I want to thank Kehao and Roxanne for coming by. We really appreciate you. Thank you. We will get the word out to the community about Earth Day and Arbor Day. So we have that information. We'll make sure to share it with the community. If you have anything else you can say. Otherwise, we're going to move on. Okay, very good. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. All right, okay, moving on. We have a resolution to support the appointment of Ms. Sanoa Marfil to the Hawaiian Homes Commission for Oahu. So presenting this part of the agenda is Patty Kahanamoku Teruya. So we welcome you, former chair of Nanakuli. We thank you, we mahalo you, and the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair, members of the Nanakuli Maili Board. Thank you for being here. Patty Kahanamoku Teruya, I'm speaking as a former DHHL commissioner. I'm here this evening, and some of our homestead people left, but I thank you for those that are here who stayed through. I did want to present a resolution to the neighborhood board and to kind of briefly let you know that the Department of Hawaiian Homestead, especially here in Waianae, we are the largest Hawaiian homestead lahui on the coast. And it is so important that we, and I know this board here, you have about 5 beneficiaries on your board that live on homestead. And it is important for our community to select and to also let our officials know, and I see Darius Keela here, and hopefully our senator will get this message, is that we have a great commissioner that are serving right now who replaced me, and she's here tonight, Sanoa Marfil up here. And I also wanted to recognize our president from Princess Kahanu. We have Kona. And then we also have beneficiaries that came from Kahulu Okalai, Kapolei that are here to support this recommendation of Sonoy's appointment. So I'm going to read the resolution. And the resolution, I was thankful that your executive secretary kind of helped me put this together. So everything is just legal, correct? So the resolution to support the appointment of Ms. Sanoa Marfil to the Hawaiian Homes Commission Whereas Commissioner Sanoa Marfield, a native Hawaiian beneficiary of Hawaiian homelands at Nanakuli Hawaiian Homestead, married to Byron Marfield, a graduate of Nanakuli High, Intermediate, and a graduate of University of Hawaii. Whereas Commissioner Marfield began her career at the Institute for Native Pacific Education and Culture, which is INPEACE, and now is the Chief Program Officer, improving the lives of Native Hawaiians through community partnerships that provide educational opportunities and promote self-sufficiency. Whereas in addition to her years of public service, she has dedicated her life to community advocacy, leadership, and various nonprofit organizations. Whereas Marfield also committed herself to the legacy of Prince Jonah Kohio Kalanaanaole legacy through her leadership of the Nani Ikapono Hawaiian Civic Club Advocate for Beneficiaries. And whereas she was appointed serving to the Hawaiian Homes Commission in August 2023 by Governor Green, and may it be resolved that the Nanakuli Neighborhood Board number 36 urge the office of the Honorable Governor Josh Green, Senate Chair Ron Kochi, Senator Miley Shimabukuro, Chair of the Hawaiian Affairs Committee, Vice Chair Kurt Fafella, Senator Committee members Jared Keohokaloe, there you go. Les Ihara Jr., Gilbert M. Tim Richards, and area representatives Cedric Gates, Representative Darius Keela, support the appointment of Ms. Sanoa Marfield to the Department of Hawaiian Homelands as the Oahu DHHL Commissioner to the term expire of June 2027. Be it further resolved that the Nanakuli Ma'ili Neighborhood Board submit this resolution to the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, Chairman Watson, and the Commissioners Awo, Helm Neves, Kalikini, Fredes, Naumo, and Kani Akua. This is the resolution that I'm going to leave to your board. I urge and I ask for your support to support this resolution to help support Sonoy and to let the governor know that we have a good candidate from Nanakuli that is already serving us at the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, and that we as beneficiaries here are supporting her for her appointment for the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. I see the governor is here, the governor's representative. I hope that you're writing this down. This is such an important, just as an important issue for us as beneficiaries here. And we really truly support Sanoa Marfield. I just want to call her up if she wanted to say, say a few words, if I may, Madam Chair. Thank you. And we're well protected tonight because we get all the bad boys behind us. Thank you so much.
Aloha nui kako. I just wanted to thank you folks for listening to the resolution, for thinking about the support that I may get from each and every one of you. I won't go into what was shared in the resolution, but really I'm super proud to be from Nanakuli, to serve my community, to raise my family here, to be a graduate of Nanakuli High School. And so what better way to continue to serve than to be a commissioner? So aloha nui ya kako, mahalo.
And thank you for that. I just really quickly wanted to highlight, I attended the Department of Hawaiian Homes meeting today. And just to tell you how important it is to let you know, as residents of Waianae Coast, we had the Voice of America property there for 147 homes that was supposed to be there with Act 279 out of the 600 million to put and build homes next to Sea Country, where Voice of America is. And that was taken out of our inventory. So Waianae, we don't have anything. And this is why we need a voice. We need our voice to stand up and to get somebody to sit and serve in the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, because we are important. And so I'm not sure what they're going to do with that land, but the funding and everything was taken away. And we're hoping that we could have had 147 families off of the wait list. So it's a very important thing. Our wait listers is up to 29,000 that are waiting. Our kupunas that are waiting to get into homes. It is very passionate to me to be able to help and urge our beneficiaries to support us together, to support somebody that can be our spokesperson. So mahalo. At this time, I'll leave the resolution and urge that a motion can be taken. Thank you, everyone.
Very good. Thank you very much. Before we get to a motion, I want to open it up for questions. If board members do have questions, Thank you very much. Board members, questions? None? Community, any questions? Okay. Oh, very good. Well, I guess we can.
Chair,
Oh, go ahead, Board Member Corona.
I guess I'll talk to you separately, Pat, because it doesn't go with the resolution. About the Voices of America, that's a shock to me. I didn't, so.
Oh, yeah, that happened today under, in
Today.
the department. Yeah.
I've been waiting for that EA to come out as approved for quite some time now, and then, okay.
Yeah, it's really sad because we fought since 2019 for that property, which belongs to the Department of Hawaiian Homes to have more homes to be built, get people off the wait list. And today was just really a very sad time because the department felt that the funding wasn't appropriate at that time. And, you know, they took the funding off. So now we have to wait till maybe FY 2025 and further to see what they're going to do with that property. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you. No, thank you very much. And thank you for being there and delivering that information over to us. I'll give it over to Board Member Myers, please.
Thank you, Chair. First, I wanted to share with the board members that Commissioner Sonoy is currently the interim until the Senate confirms her appointment. But first, the governor must send his formal written confirmation to the Senate. And so please reach out to the governor's office on email or online. And of course, we have Governor's Rep Gary here. The commissioners are unpaid positions. It's a volunteer appointment, and they need a minimum of 2 meetings per month, a minimum. And each meeting lasts for 8 hours. For example, this weekend, for today and tomorrow's meeting, the packet is over 500 pages long, and they have to review all of the packet information, the material, and do their own research in order to make sound decisions, but also listen to hours and hours of presentation and public testimony and beneficiary testimony. So with that, I'd like to move that the Nanakuli Maili Neighborhood Board urge Governor Josh Green to fully support the resolution in support of the appointment of Ms. Sonoy Marfel to the position of Oahu Hawaiian Homes Commissioner with a term to expire on June 30th, 2027.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have a motion on the floor to urge the governor to, okay, hold on one second. Let me read it all the way through. To urge the governor to submit the letter appointing Ms. Sonoy Marfil to the commission, term to expire in June 30th, 2027. Do I have a second? Okay, there you go. All right. Okay, with that, we'll go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Any abstain? Okay, the motion passes. We will go ahead and approve the resolution to support the appointment of Ms. Sonoy Marfil to the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act, imploring the mayor, imploring the governor to go ahead and submit that final letter. Alrighty, we are moving on.
I just have one. Thank you so much.
Go ahead. Board Member Tector?
Was it passed? Was it passed? Okay. Thank you. The comment to this was, I totally do recall being in a meeting where Kali Watson read the report about that land that was funded. So to have that off the table, I want to know what the exchange was. And, you know, other than that being sacrificed and people receiving the fundings through the Kalima lawsuit. So they have funding, so we shouldn't be waiting and keeping people on the wait list when there's more homes that's being built around us except the Hawaiian Homes. So please, as Sonoy being from our, you know, Moku, Josh Green, Governor Josh Green, please be in support. Thank you.
Thank you very
Okay,
much,
thank
Board.
you
I
very much.
appreciate
Hold on,
that.
we have one more question online. Auntie Kupo, if you could unmute yourself, state your name for the minutes, and go ahead and share your question or comments.
Aloha. Kapua kili I kua kamai no ka aina ho o pula pula ka ava wai anai. I fully support our nominee, Sonoy Marfil. I was very pleased that we actually got replaced with another Wai'anae Moku Wahine, Mana Wahine. And so Sonoy definitely has qualifications, being a manager in her own job, being a Kanaka Wahine with beautiful daughters, a family at Olelo, Hawaii, and she supports Namea Hawaii to include our beneficiary activities. I don't think she has been as engaged or knew how in depth this kuleana that she has accepted is. But we do need to implore upon our governor. He recommended her for a reason. There is no reason that she should be delayed in her governor's message, which initiates the process of her being heard by the Hawaiian Affairs Komike, the Senate. So I think our senator is in here, if not her, Patrice. So if we could get that rolling. I think what there may be occurring is politics, because she has supported our process of parity, democracy, justice, and pono for our waitlisters. So she has demonstrated her independence, similar to that of our former Commissioner Patty. So where necessary, she will follow the beneficiaries' desires. And that's what we want, is a commissioner that listens to the beneficiaries and takes her own EK and the EK that the department has shared with them. Now the problem is that the department intentionally shares what moves the department forward at the expense of the beneficiaries. In this case, the waitlisters. So thank you. I won't hold up any more time. I'm hoping that you folks can support this as a whole. And I too will look forward to her governor's message, so I too can support her at the appropriate place and time when
Thank
she's
you.
heard by the Komike. Mahalo.
Thank you, Auntie Kapua. Thank you very much.
mahalo.
Patty or Sonoy, would you like to say anything before we move on to our next agenda item?
No, well, even other beneficiaries, you can do it on your own too, is to send letters of testimony and, send letters to the governor and the administration of support and your senators and your representatives. But thank you so much for the opportunity. God bless you. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. And congratulations, Sonoy. We're here. We're behind you. I know I will submit a letter of employment to the governor to, so that you can be our representative there. Alrighty, moving on now, we have Hawaii Engineering Group. Repair work to be done at the Nanakuli Drainage Channel Outlet and Pedestrian Bridge adjacent to the Community Learning Center in Nanakuli. So here presenting is Roy. You right?
Madam Chair, excuse me, and I don't mean to be rude, but I need to leave. I have an emergency at home, but I did want to leave these flyers and make an announcement on the 5th annual Prince Jonah Kuya Festival at Kalanaanoli Beach Park, March 23rd, and leave it with the board. I know you have that on your agenda, and I think you can discuss this. I'm not sure if you needed me here, but please. This is the 5th annual. It'll be at Kalanaanoli Beach Park, and we usually have it at the Nanakuli Village, but this year we're having a fireworks show for this celebration of 5th year of Prince Jonah. So thank you with that.
Very
I
good.
appreciate that.
Thank you. Yes, leave that with us. We'll go ahead and share all of the details with it. Very
And
excited.
just to thank the guys behind, God Forgives Bad Boys and Bad Girls are also very supportive and sponsoring this event, and we got a lot of volunteers, so you have any questions, you can let me know. But thank you so much for this
Very good. Thank you.
opportunity and
Thank you for
time.
being with us tonight. Thank you for being with us tonight. Aloha. Alrighty, very good. Roy, I'll have you go up to the mic. And Roy, thank you very much for your patience. You've been patiently waiting to get on our agenda for a few months. So we appreciate you and mahalo you for your patience. But go ahead, Jeffrey is doing your slides for you.
Thank you, Madam
You're doing it.
Oh. Chair Samantha and members of the board and community, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be here tonight. The reason why I'm here tonight is that the drainage channel needs to be repaired. And let me start the slide. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, my name is Roy Ibre. I'm with Hawaii Engineering Group, and we're representing Department of Hawaiian Homeland, who's a property owner where the drainage channel runs through. And the location of the project, as you mentioned, is adjacent to the community center that is also being occupied by the preschool. And across the street of the highway, the Farrington Highway, is this library here and also the shopping center. And what I'd like to show you is the condition of the bridge right now, the channel and the bridge. Now, the channel walls and the pedestrian bridge is severely deteriorating, and there's concrete spallings. So if you were to visit those, take a look at the channel, you'll see the rust on the rebars that has been exposed. So it's very dangerous condition right now. Protective fencing is collapsing, pedestrian bridge is deteriorating. And as you see the photo on the bottom right-hand corner, it's very obvious that the pedestrian bridge is in pretty bad shape. And this is a project location. This is the library condition here. This is shopping mall. I'm pretty much sure that you guys are familiar with the drainage channel. Now the repair work is being conducted the Mackay side of the highway. Nothing is going to be done on the north side or the Mauka side of the highway. Now, the potential risk, if nothing's being done, there's no pedestrian bridge will be able to, the bridge is basically unusable. So there's no pedestrian bridge to cross the channel. Drainage channel walls will collapse, cutting off drainage flows from the Mauka side of the highway to the Mackay, causing potential flooding inland. And if flooding does occur, what will happen is that there will be a disruption of existing drainage patterns and contribute to flooding inland or the Mauka side of the highway, thereby disrupting local traffic, potential property damage to the shopping area, to the structure that is adjacent to the channels, and possibly even the residential homes. So, what we're doing is trying to take a proactive stance to have this channel repaired and for the sake of the community out here. So yeah, this is my presentation. If you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer your
Okay,
questions.
very good. Board Member Corona and then Board Member Myers. Oh, and then Board Member Augustin.
Yeah, just a couple of questions. Thank you for the presentation. Are you just doing the initial engineering part right now? So you haven't really done the process with the state and the city as far as permitting and such to go
Yeah,
through? So you're just designing right now, or?
Correct. We're in the design stage and going through the permitting process. Now, this process here, we need to go in for a special management area permit, a shoreline variance, and this presentation here is part of that process. So that's why we're here to begin that process now.
Okay, so are you saying that this is meeting your SMA requirement for the DPP right now?
Yes.
By being at this board right now?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there's no action required for the board to take.
Right,
on
it's just
this. Yeah,
it's informational as part of the permitting process, just to tell the board. Yeah. But then the staging, for the area? I'm sure it's not an overnight fix, so it's going to take some time. So when it comes to staging, lay down area, et cetera, are you looking at using the park next to it to be your staging area, therefore disrupting park operations, or are people with usage of the park where it's being shut down? Is that an option that you're looking at?
Yes, that's a very good question. The park right here is also owned by the Department of Hawaiian Homeland, and that portion of the park will be used as a staging area to have this while work is being done to the channel. You know, by having it stored there and utilizing that park, that avoids any potential local traffic or impact to any traffic going by in that area.
Okay.
Yeah, so that it would be your staging area, but that would not shut down the park, the park parking lot, et cetera, would still be functional for residents to use? Or was there a request to shut down the park while the construction work is being done over there? Is that part of your plan?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
depending on the severe, the extent of that, we still have to do analysis. Maybe a portion of the park may be shut down, but we'll take a look at the entire staging.
Okay, very good. Board Member Myers?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for coming this evening. Some of the questions I have is, first of all, that's right across the street is from here. Many of our local families, they camp there. You know, for the weekend, they relax and swim and have little gatherings and stuff like that, sleep over. How much of the area are you going to be planning on taking up, or are you going to be putting equipment on the area and it's going to take up all of that, and they're not going to be able to go there?
Yeah, I noticed that most of the campers are within the area, within the vicinity of the
Close to
pavilion.
the
So they'll be
bathroom.
away from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when do you plan on beginning?
Pardon?
When do you plan to start?
Well, that all depends on the permitting process. You guys all know the situation with this. But the special management area permit, shoreline virus, takes about 9 months.
9 months?
It does take. And the building department takes another, who knows how long that takes too.
So how long ago have you started the process? How long ago have you started the process?
Well,
Or just starting?
just starting.
Oh, okay. So you don't anticipate to maybe the end of the year, starting on the
Probably it's
project
going to take over a year from now.
for the permit alone?
Right.
And then once you get the permit, how long is it going to take you to do the repairs?
The repair could take possibly anywhere from about, yeah, it could be about 9 months to a year.
Okay. And then you mentioned the pedestrian. So we have the charter school right there. Do you plan on creating a pedestrian bridge?
Well, that pedestrian bridge is going to be removed and replaced in that exact same location.
I recall that back when the village was being discussed, the village meaning the shopping mall next door with Long's Drugs, that Hawaiian Homelands or the association was talking about having a pedestrian bridge for the keikis to go from, like, say, Nanakuli Charter School and then, you know, cross over the bridge to get up to the Homestead area instead of going, you know, et cetera, through the avenues and stuff. Is that a possibility?
That I don't know. As far as this project is concerned, we're replacing the existing bridge from where the community center is towards the park. That's to the extent.
Are you the same crew that did the one behind Taco Bell and all the way up
No,
to
no.
Third Road?
No, we're only working on a portion of the park, like right here. Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
That's just the part that you have. Okay.
Yeah, the project is restricted only to the Makai side of the highway. So there's a pedestrian bridge right here. See it with a point? And that's the bridge that is being repaired.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Board Member Augustin, and then Board Member Ayo.
Thank you. Do you know the current foot traffic of that bridge and how often it's being used? And during the time that you're going to be implementing construction, how that's going to impact the foot traffic of that area?
No, we haven't done that analysis yet.
Okay, so is the school aware of any of the construction work that you're interested in doing there?
Yeah, we're not going to impact the operation of the school. We're going to be working with the preschool or the community center during the time of the construction for the safety of the users of that property adjacent to that stream.
And then have you folks done construction, Mackay, before on bridges along this coast? If so, how long do you expect the bridge repairs to last? How often should we be repairing the bridges that are closer to the ocean side?
Yeah, normally this one here, this type of repair, I don't know how long this bridge has been in existence. It seems like it's been quite a while. Most of the channels are maintained by the city, but this specific channel is the responsibility of the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. And this is the only channel in the entire leeward coast that there was, being tasked to have repair. Normally, so all these type of outlet channels, the city will maintain those.
Is there a gate on the bridge, in one end of the bridge entering into the charter school?
There is, yeah.
Okay, before we move on, board members, if I can just encourage you to keep your comments and your questions brief. We're approaching the 9 o'clock hour. We haven't even gotten to community concerns yet. So there are items on the agenda that we do have to discuss. So go ahead, board member Ayo.
I'm gonna stand up. It's gonna go all the way to here or all the way to here?
No, it goes from where the arrow is all the way up to where the highway is.
Okay.
Yeah, from
Will,
this.
will it impact the reef that's already there then when you guys?
No, it's not going to. We already work with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. They gave us their blessing.
Very good. Thank you, board member Ayo. Board member Corona?
Just briefly, just to follow up on the bridge construction, are you using different type of material than what's currently being used, right? Old concrete, old rusted out rebar, deteriorating. Are you building something to last longevity, or are you going to go back to using concrete rebar?
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're not going to be using those old rebars, so those concrete, all that be removed.
Sure, but what material are you going to use now?
So the materials, yeah, we're using precast materials now.
So you're still using concrete though?
Yeah.
Okay, but so it still has the, I get like the state, with the state's doing things, what they're doing repairs to bridging and stuff like that, and they're using steel now. They're using different types of technology versus concrete. If you're correcting the bridge and also those, I'm probably using the wrong terminology, the groins going out, it's still gonna be concrete, so you'll be coming back and doing this again.
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, I apologize, community. I'm going to move on to our next agenda item, but Roy, would you mind staying to the end if our community does have questions, or you've got to head back?
Yeah, I need to
Okay,
head back.
okay. Can you leave your,
Chair.
oh, okay, hold
I
on.
forgot to ask her one more question.
Okay, all right, we'll give it some time. We'll
Just
go to
one
board
more
member
question.
Myers, and then we'll go,
Just-
go ahead to community.
Just one more question. I actually redid the one behind Taco Bell because they did it very fast and it did it well. You're not the one that did working on the Miley one, taking 10 years and right now, yeah?
No, this is not going to take it. No.
Not the one in Miley. That's not your company.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Uncle Ed's.
Again, I know all about that canal. Hawaii has 750 students. A lot of that students come out of that school that live up this side, Helilua, Mohihi, Olopono, Haleakala. Normally walks on that side, on the ocean side, to get to Helilua or Nanakuli Ave to cross across. Hawaii Hona, that with Kamehameha schools there, it's like a relief valve. Parents pick up kids from that end, right where you guys going to block off. Yeah, they come in there, they come around alongside the canal, and they go towards the backside. They come out, and then they come out and they get to the stop like where the mosque there right over here, right here. Do you guys know you guys gonna be bringing the kids across the street with the back facing, with the traffic going this way? That's what's gonna happen. So the kids ain't gonna see the cars. The back is gonna be walking this way. Kawai Hona, I think it's 315, the Paul School. I think you guys gotta do a study on the traffic. You guys gonna be doing this during summer or during school time? Because I'm gonna let you guys know, it's terrible. There's only one way in Kawai Hona, and the traffic gets back up all the way to Second Save. Because cars is they stay there, they cannot get in Kawai Hona to the front side. It's like a relief valve over there for Kamehameha school kids to come out. So how you guys gonna block on the school side?
That's a good.
Right, I'm gonna have you go to the mic so we can
Yeah.
pick it up.
Good question. The operation is not going to be, we're not going to be utilizing any of these roads or driveway. Yeah, on the other side, on the upside of the drainage channel.
That makes kind of sense. Yeah. So I think you guys gotta leave that side open.
Yeah.
Because that fence, I mean, that wall run right on the side of where the cars go, come in the school, whether they come in and get out or come in and go all the way where your red lines there.
Yeah. The red line is a property line.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
That's on driveway.
Yeah.
They pick up the kids on the backside, but the front side is a mess every day, every day.
Oh, that's a good
Okay,
point. We'll
very
take
good.
that into-
We'll move on to the next community member. Thank you, Uncle Eds. Please come to the microphone.
Okay, asking a question in line with what Board Member Corona said. So when you use materials, can you use better materials than the old rebar, like stainless steel, fiberglass, gator bar? Can we use natural cement that's waterproof, like they used on the rail tunnel from France to England? So let's do what the president said and build back better. That's what we got to do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comment. We'll look into that. Yeah. Okay.
Very good, thank you. Oh, wait, I think Auntie RV is behind you. Oh, okay. Go ahead. State your name for the minutes, Uncle. State your name.
Yes, Mark. He's gonna be 10 years older now, and I'm gonna be 4 when that get done. Okay? He's the engineer. That's all he is. He's in the corner, the man over there on the homestead. Our new commissioner just left. This man represent Miley. Who represent Nanakuli? Are you folks? Is this a yeah or no? Say something.
What is the question?
The question is say something because he's here, the engineer's here. Nobody's
Yeah.
saying anything on his board.
Does somebody have something to say or ask or?
I said, he's just the engineer coming with the program. I'm gonna be a little bit older.
Okay, okay, got it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, go ahead, state your name for the minutes.
Aloha, Arviela Benavides. Well, with that being said, since so he's just the engineer, well, maybe the engineer, maybe you can enlighten me. What is the name of this canal? Because we call Sting Pond over there, Forak, Zablan. We call Uliava, well, not a stink pond. So what is this street? What is the actual name for the record? Because everybody calling them all different names. So I see the tax map key, but what is the original, the stream that runs through here that we man-made a canal?
That used to be the old station where the train ran through. So it's the old depot station. It was never given a name.
2 points. I'm not the engineer, I'm the planner. Number 2.
Let's not open that up. Go ahead.
Number 2. We've been taxed and we've been notified that as being the Nanakuli drainage channel.
So only the name, we don't know the name of the street because it's unfortunate that we here, Hawaiian Home residents, we don't know the name of the street. We have a tax map key, but we should know the name of the street. Anybody, DHHL, you represent DHHL. How come you guys don't know the name of the street? Because we don't like confuse Kalaniana Ole in Nanakuli with Kalaniana Ole in Waimanalo.
Whoever knows the name of the stream, please let me know.
Okay, all right, very good. Go ahead to the microphone.
Liana Cortez Kekawa again. I live down the road. So I thank you that something is being done because several years ago, my son tried to kill himself there, hung himself from one of those fences. And when they tried to pull him out, he survived. But when they tried to pull him up, he got all scratched up from all the fence. And that's when I really took a look at that place and it looked terrible. And this was a couple years already. And I reported it. And I'm just so thankful that finally something is being done because it's a dangerous place. Our families use it and they don't realize the danger. Yeah. So mahalo.
Thank you. We'll go ahead. Uncle Richard, were you in line? Okay. Okay, very good. All right, I think that's it for Roy. So Roy, thank you so much for being here. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Thank you, board members and community. All right, we are moving on to residents' concerns. So residents, if you have a concern, please line up at the microphone. We'll go ahead and take your concerns now. Oh, nobody? I think we got it all off our chests earlier. Okay. Anybody online? Okay. Very good. Oh, go ahead. Go introduce yourself. Go up to the microphone, please.
Is Miley Shimabukuro on? Okay.
I see that she's here. Yeah.
This is for Miley Shimabukuro. My concern is about Senate Bill 3196. The way this bill is written is dangerous. She can answer me on something. Okay. The Senate Bill 3196 is dangerous because it only hurts the taxpaying population, not criminals and not terrorists. Miley, can she answer or no?
She can. Yeah.
This is regarding the firearms ban because you guys ban fireworks, but I hear it every day.
Senator, I don't know if you're here. If you would like to respond, you can unmute yourself or Patrice.
Okay. Yes, thank you. I noted that down. Let me take my camera on. But yeah, I did note that. So SB 3196. This is a firearms related bill.
Yes. So my concern is the way it's written, yeah. It says here that the features on these guns is assault rifle, but these already exist on hunting rifles and et cetera, et cetera. It says here a shroud that stops you from getting burned. Do you want us to get burned?
Oh, okay, definitely not.
So the way it's written is very dangerous to the taxpayers over here that actually law-abiding citizens.
Okay. Okay.
Appreciate
So
if you would oppose this bill because
Okay.
it's dangerous for all of us. Because like the Reverend came on and said, one cop for 2,000 homes or like 8,000 people. We don't have enough protection. I get kids. They cannot protect us. They're on 10-minute phone call and on a 15-minute drive. I timed it already. You guys cannot protect us. So who gonna protect my kids if you take this stuff away from us?
Okay.
Brother and wife.
So for the bill,
Look.
the main thing would be to take into account the hunter's testimony, and to to make amendments that the hunters are requesting.
Yes, please. Because
Okay.
this is very dangerous. You're gonna hurt us. You're not
Okay.
hurting criminals, you're not hurting terrorists, you're hurting the tax-paying, law-abiding citizens.
I got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're correct. There's so many cases where somebody who, a good Samaritan, saves the day, because they're able to take down a shooter, so,
Exactly.
yeah.
Thing is, on this bill is written too, you don't want two hands on the firearm. How they gonna steady when ethical shot without one grip, when thumb hold stock, you know what I mean? So you guys
Yes.
gotta actually pay attention to these bills because you're just signing everything away.
I got it. Okay. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate you sharing that with me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, state your name for the minutes, please.
Aloha, Kale Saucedo. Aloha, Miley.
Aloha, Kale.
Okay, this is a concern about the DLNR, yeah? We had 40 due care officers graduated, and you took pictures with them, is that correct?
Yes, it was the biggest class in history.
Okay, when this due care officer had graduated, was there any funds allocated to DLNR or due care, due fall, whatever you want to call it? Did they get the funds?
My understanding is yes. I mean, that's why they had such a big class, is that we had provided funding so that they could, actually fill those positions.
I can barely hear you.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. My understanding is that the funding was there, and that's the reason we had such a big class.
Okay, the fund is, but there was the contract that they were saying, agreement with the 40 do fall, do care, whatever you want to call it, officers. There seems to be, they cannot hold the officers, okay? I know personally one left because the collaboration is not there. So what is our lawmakers going to do to make sure we have it? Because I'm going to tell you one thing, Miley. That officer we left, the do care, was a darn good one because they protected my kupunas at Kehau, okay? The mountainside. I'm not only talking about Makahasai, I'm talking about the whole 96792 because you have ranchers here. You had dogs attacked at horses at Nanakuli Ranch. You know what the kupunas, we try to be self-sustainable, okay? The unethical hunters. That is in violation of my constitutional right as a Kanaka Ma'ole to care and be self-sustainable. Because why? Your office, DLNR, is short-handed. What are you going to do? This issue has been brought up to the whole 96792. To your office. I have the pala.
I'm going to have you
Do
summarize.
not
Auntie
put a
Kule.
living blanket over the 96792. I'm upset what had happened, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I wish that people with the heart, I have to go over and come to my Nanakuli board where I born and raised in Nanakuli. I have to come to my Nanakuli board to see a special rep because I was one only the Okole said. Straight up. I'm a straight shooter, you guys know that. When it comes to my kupuna, the safety of the community, our kids, our ole. Because when you write something, you write it with mana. Not okole kai fall down in the opala, in a trash can. Where is your heart? People are hurting on the 96792. When are you folks going to step up and take responsibility? Our community is hurting.
Okay, I'm going to have you summarize. Okay, thank you.
That's all I have to say.
you.
My kupuna and children is the number one priority. Do not mess with their safety and the well-being of the 96792 because all this community is going to come together.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kale. I'll look into the dog care issue. I know there's issues with their training and and that kind of thing. So I'll definitely follow up on that. It's not the first I've heard of it.
Aloha, board. Richard Lanford. My question, I guess, is got to do with transportation. I addressed a police officer from the Waianae Neighborhood Board when I was on our last meeting 2 weeks ago. And answer I got was not enough manpower, not enough police force. And what I was asking was Kalailoa, where it's fronting or I guess a stoplight at the water park.
there's some issues there. I've been trying to reach out to our elected officials, but I don't know, in 2010, 2012, 2014, when we did the controversial thing, we had a lot of response from our elected officials. But I notice nowadays, I guess we shorthanded or they're shorthanded, or I don't know what the issue is, but I've gone called city council, transportation. I've left message here, there, and everywhere, but I haven't got any response from any other guys other than we get back to you. So, and it's been about a month now. But anyway, I'm just hoping one of the elected officials can point somebody that I can talk to that can address the situation that's creating a traffic problem at that particular stoplight at Kalaeloa and Farrington, well, the old Farrington. Yeah. And secondly was I tried to contact from, I think it was Thanksgiving when I first encountered the handicap issue from two people that was threatened when they told the people that they don't have a handicap sticker, so they shouldn't be parked at Arca Safety. So they came, asked me what was the remedy, and I told them, I'm not sure. I think they have security guards. When I talked to the security guard there, they said, no, they don't, they're not there for do that. They're there only for somebody robbing the store or stuff like that. So I'm hoping HPD, somebody can, they gave me a number, but when I called that number, the guy said he's a sergeant in control. He was going on vacation in August 6th, and he'll be back. He never said what year he's going to be back, but I've been waiting since Thanksgiving when the issue came up. So
Uncle, I don't mean to
I get-
interrupt, but can you tell me what your concern is? Because we want to follow up to make sure it gets to the right
But
person.
for the handicap issue, they gave me a number, AHS something at the, what you call it, main station. But, you call over there, you get on recording, like I tell you this, and that, and that's it. You hang up the phone, so.
Okay.
I'm hoping this board will try to address some of the issues. Because
Okay.
though the traffic jam is in Kalaeloa, I'm coming home.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to go from Kalaeloa to home, but they block the side street, the new side street with the overpass that you come out from Kapolei to come to Waianae.
Okay.
Other than the Kalaeloa one
Yeah.
or the Costco one.
Okay.
You get the other one that you try, but when they come down, the traffic comes down, they block the turn. So lucky if one car, when the light change green, lucky if one car can go. And sometimes there's 15, 20, 25 of us all lined up over there. Of course, you can be illegal and go on the left side, and as soon as the light change, you just go.
Okay. Well, maybe Senator Shimabukuro or Representative Keela can talk with you
Well,
offline and just.
I've
send
been
it right to
waiting
you
for
directly.
elected officials for
Yeah,
a
it's like a
while
water
now.
park, yeah, water.
I only call a stone, but whatever is whatever. So,
Okay.
but I'll wait patiently when I go back to the white board, and hopefully somebody rings my bell. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
Aloha.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank you very much. All right, just a reminder, community concerns are 2 minutes. So we're at 9:18 and we've got some board items that we have to vote on
Hello,
tonight.
hello,
go
Nanakuli
ahead.
Neighbor Board. And my name is Austin Salcedo. I'm just making awareness, Miley, stay on board. This actually concerns that this tragic incident that happened February 17, 2:30 in the afternoon at Ohikilola Ranch. I spoke to the ranch owner himself. Through her crying, I took bits and pieces of the devastating event that had occurred of this murder. This guy, the ranch owner, DC of the land, suffered consequences of a gunshot to his head made by an unethical hunter. His dogs, he was only trying to protect his cow in the stall while trying to defend his cow against rogue dogs, apparently the owners of the hunters. They shouldn't have been authorized, wasn't even authorized to be on the land at Ohikilola Ranch. They went through, apparently, there's a hunting zone on G zone hunting area. They was way out of Kansas on that one. They were to be on Ohikilola Ranch, that's way out of the boundaries. They wasn't supposed to be on this private land. As you folks know and aware that Keao area, that we also lost livestock, but this person lost his life. Okay, there was a confrontation. He protected his livestock. That's our God-given right to our cultural rights, to our self-sustainability out there. And we, throughout this whole coastline of 96792, we are vulnerable of not having any type of agricultural protection for all our agricultural landowners right here, protecting our livestock. This is unethical behaviors. I have the polyp, I have the paperwork, even from DL Dufa from Mr. Misaki. He handled Dufa, Jason Misaki. And he writes about what their jurisdictions and everything on the mountains, but not on private lands. What I'm trying to ask you right now is we need documentation. Our District 45 representative was fully aware since the year of 2022 of this type of things. So the shooting that occurred on this gentleman on Ohikilola Ranch could have been prevented if this measures was taken seriously and legislation would have been put in. Not one legislation have been put in for agricultural land that he sits on as a committee chair. I'm very disappointed. Don
Okay.
Chang.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna give Senator Shimabukuro a second to respond.
Okay.
And then we're gonna move on. If we give her, if we conclude this time, then officials' reports can come back up, then we can ask her more questions.
Okay.
So we're still in community concerns, so let's try to move on and then but go ahead, Senator Shimabukuro, if you would like to respond, and then we're gonna move on.
Sure, and thank you. It's very tragic indeed. And, there is a bill that prohibits anybody under the age of 21 from having a gun. And I think it's a great idea. I mean, it seems like so many of these tragedies on the Waianae Coast, it always seems to be a minor that has a gun, or somebody definitely under age 21. And so there's that measure. Yeah, and so there's several gun control measures moving through the legislature right now, and I can email you those, Austin, with the specific bill numbers. And yeah, we're doing everything we can to try to curb this really terrifying trend. So mahalo for bringing that up.
What I'm trying to make awareness is not
10 more seconds,
it's not
10 seconds.
The gun owners, the ethical ones. It's unlawful gun owners that's doing this killing. Okay, we have the right to bear arms in a lawful way, but this was very unlawful. DLNR also lacks the funding and staffing. 42 DLNR enforcement right now don't have their step increase. Can't check on their funding that was supposed to be allotted to this due care on the DLNR. Don Chang, June 12, 2023, she lacks the financial and staffing. So why is 42 DLNR agents lacking their step increase? One just left. He resigned because he did not have his financial step increase.
Okay,
So
we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Okay, and then stick around, please. We might get to you. Please, I'm gonna ask that you keep your comments to 2 minutes, and then we can move on in the agenda. Go ahead. State your name.
Aloha, Ariela Benavides. Again, community concern, inhumane, Board of Water Supply, unauthorized, no contract, family living on Hawaiian homelands, no contract. Owner, or not owner, DHHL is the owner. Leasee wants to, from the very beginning, come back and live on the property. So found out water is running. Leasee wants to turn off the water. Comment was said, that's inhumane. But yet, when people no pay their water bill, you guys go ahead, Board of Water Supply turns off their water. What is that? What do we call that? Inhumane? So when an owner or not owner, when the leasee of a, wants to go ahead and turn that water off because the contract is not under the leasee's name. The leasee doesn't live on the property, wants to live on the property, but there's somebody illegal living on the property. Why is BWS saying that's inhumane for the owner to shut that water off or the leasee to shut that water off? Because they're not living on that property yet. People who are living on there illegally staying on that property. How did Board of Water Supply turn on that water? I don't know. What's the process? Because if that was inhumane, then nobody should be getting their waters cut off because they didn't pay. Because that would be inhumane. So that's a community concern, whether you live on Hawaiian homelands or whether you live fee simple.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Go ahead, state your name for the minutes, please. And then Uncle Ed's, and then we're gonna move on from community concerns.
Okay, I don't have a concern, so sorry. I have a announcement. I work for Alulike now. I have been since October. We have a new phone number because I know get the old number on the site. It's 808-342-9415. I still trying to figure it out and make sure all these programs that we have flyers for is still in existence. As far as I know, they are. So I'm in charge of bringing the people into the Alulike Nanakuli site over here on the corner of Nanakuli Ave and Pua Ave. And so I did want to mention some things that I got going on, which is a benefit to our community. One is our Olelo classes on Thursdays and Friday evenings. We have kupuna days on Fridays, and then before the kupuna, we also have Olelo with the kupunas. That one is more conversational. During the March 20th, Wednesday, we're gonna have Easter activities or spring activities, sorry, for when the kids are off of school. That's a Wednesday. We have access to computers and Wi-Fi, little Chromebooks and Wi-Fi. So the plan is, the days I work is Tuesday, Wednesdays, and the reason we chose that days is because the library closes early. So we are open late so that people can come over there and utilize the library, because it's actually a Native Hawaiian library. So people can come over there and they can utilize that. We're planning, I'm gonna go tomorrow to Waianae Library because there's a program with tutoring where the tutors come on the computer and the kids can virtually one-on-one with a tutor. So I'm gonna work with them and bringing it over here too. So, you know, we got lots going on. I got Tuesdays literacy, Tuesdays, Wednesdays work development. And one of the main things I wanted to bring up about the work development that I'm envisioning is for our community. And I already set out the kahea, but not everybody gets social media. So really quick, I'm asking all community members, everybody, if you have a passion or something that you have strong, please call us, because I want you to speak on Wednesdays to our community. I'll send out flyers, tell people to come, because this person is gonna speak. I talked to Kahele Anderson. He's gonna come and he's gonna testify to his book, his paddling, whatever the passion.
Thank you. And make sure you leave your information with us so that we have the information as well. Thank you, Liana. Thank you, thank you. Okay, Uncle Ed's.
And again, hey, that's awesome. I had a chance to see what was happening at Alaliki. It's awesome. So if you're a kupuna, please take advantage in what they get and what they get to offer. It's awesome. You know, I got to take 100 zip packs on that Friday and share it along with our kupuna. You know, I never know who was in there until they came out, and I knew a lot of them. Okay, back to my concern. I want to thank Erin. You know, last month I brought up the concerns about what was happening up in the valley and the community, and guess what? Let's fix this like that. Just want to say thank you. You know, I call him up and say, how's it going? It's power already. And that's how fast. You know, sometimes we got to treat our officials, we gotta treat guys that are appointed and in place. We just gotta know how to treat them. And you can get things done. I know it works for me. If you guys can do the same thing and people come over here and respect our leaders, they can get the job done. We can only come here and criticize them. You know, what I mean, come and give them one boost. You know, I like take him after we power and go get one zip pack. I got no problem with that. But you know, I just want to thank him because that's how we can get things done. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And yes, we appreciate you, Erwin. Thank you very much. And to all of our, yep, okay, perfect. Okay, very good. All right, moving on, we are going into board business. Nanakuli Maili Neighborhood Board number 36 to participate in the 5th Annual Prince Jonah Kuhio Festival on Saturday, March 23rd, 2024 from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'll have Board Member Meyer share more.
Yes, board members. Earlier, Patty had shared with everybody the flyer about the next month is the Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalani Ana Festival in celebration of his birthday. His birthday is normally every year on March 26th. It's a state holiday, but the festival at Kalani Ana Beach Park, which is formerly Nanakuli Beach Park, will be on Saturday, March 23rd from 4 to 9. And there'll be entertainment, fireworks, etc., food booths, craft booths. And so I'd like to suggest that we participate by having a booth there. So the booth, that's where we can do our community engagement as a board. The booth is, there's a fee for that. And if you want them to set up a tent, tables, chairs. So the fee will be $250 is for the registration fee, a 20 by 20 tent, which will be sufficient for all of us to be under the tent at the same time. 2 tables, 10 chairs, and then they'll put lighting in it. And then we just got to bring our own banner and our tablecloth. And then I will like to volunteer to do a handout that we can distribute to everyone. It'll include photos of each of us, our board a little profile on our board membership, who's the officers, and then the committee chairs and committee members and when the committees have meetings, committee info and our board info, and then also our contact information. So I'll volunteer to make that, and then we can have NCO print it, and then we can that night pass it out. But kuka with the community, maybe solicit people to come and engage either at the board level or at the committee level, and you know, just have a dialogue with them all night. It'll be 5 hours, and so it'll be the Saturday right after our March's board meeting. So we'll have our March board meeting, and then it'll be on a Saturday. So if you're okay with it, I'd like to make a motion for us that the 9 members of the Nanakuli Maili Neighborhood Board attend the Prince Kuhio Day Festival on Saturday, March 23rd from 4 to 9 p.m. and that the Nanakuli Neighborhood Board use its community engagement funds to pay the cost of $250 for the tent rental, etc. Somebody else will break it up, set it up and break it down for us. And then I'd like to also suggest that we use some money to get custom tablecloths with our neighborhood board name on it, so people can see, you know, who we are, and then the banner as well. So make that motion. Thank you. Sorry it was long. I can email you the verbiage.
Yeah, okay, so before we open in discussion, we have a motion on the floor for the Nanakuli Maili Neighborhood Board number 36 to participate in the 5th Annual Prince Jonah Kuhio Festival on Saturday, March 23rd, 2024, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, okay, open for discussion. Discussion? Jeffrey has a comment.
Okay, so before, this kind of ties in with the next agenda item with 1,000 for community outreach. So as the Neighborhood Commission Office as an office, it was confirmed, this was discussed at the Conference of Chairs, the $1,000 was meant to be used up until December 2023. That doesn't mean that you guys are no longer able to do community outreach. It means if you guys are interested in doing community outreach, you guys can let our office know. and we can try to allocate the funds that way. But there's no longer a set and structured board budget of $1,000. That was meant to be used up until December, which was discussed at the conference of chairs that was held later, or the latter part of 2023. So I can bring this back and see if this is something that our office can do. And if the motion can be confirmed as pending NCO approval, just to have that added to the motion.
Okay, so we'll have that pending, but let's discuss the participation on the festival. So let's open that up for discussion now. So is there any discussion with that? Go ahead, Board Member Tector.
I just need clarification when you say us volunteer. Could you give us the logistics? If it's 5 hours, do you want us an hour or do you want us for the whole 5 hours? So that we can plan to, because I was asked to see if we could have a booth on a personal level, but that way I could split the time, and some of us that aren't able to stay the 5 hours, that could be also clarified.
There's 9 of us. If we want to take it in shifts of 3, 3, 3, 3, and then it's 5 hours. So maybe an hour and a half, and then, one of the shifts is 2 hours. So hour and a half, 2 hours to make up the 5 hours, if you guys want to do that.
Okay, I will be volunteering that day in a different area, but where I can jump in, I definitely will jump in where I can. But okay, just go ahead, Board Member Augustin.
I think it's a wonderful idea to engage the community, to be involved with the neighborhood board. So I support that with the booth and whatever volunteer time you need. And also I would like to help with designing your banner for the board and your information panel, as long as we have approval from the overall.
Great, very good. Board Member Corona.
So as long as it may be to help with the speeding along here, I mean, with NCO, are we allowed to, without breaking any sunshine type, Robert Rule type rules, to communicate, since it's a community engagement type thing, there's no really board business being discussed. It's just, if Board Member Myers or one of the board members puts together I think a spreadsheet or something that says, okay, these times, what days can you come and this time or something like that. Is that okay that we all have a mass email out between all of us? That way, we can maybe move on and collaborate that way instead of, it's just my thought.
That would fall in line kind of similar to what you guys did for the Christmas tree. When you guys made the Christmas tree, you guys had a mass email thread. It would fall into that same realm.
It'd
So
be
it's
okay
fine.
then. Okay, just because I know that it would be too late to wait until next month to kind of formalize things, but if we can communicate that way, that's okay. Is that something?
Yeah, that's fine.
that
Same way we
okay?
communicated through the Christmas tree decorations. Yep, okay, very good. Any other questions, comments? Go ahead, Board Member.
I'd like
Mark
to,
Myers.
I'd just like to put it on the table that, it's a family event. And so I'd like to suggest everybody bring the 20 by 20 table is pretty big. 20 by 10 is pretty big. And then they'll have 10 chairs. And then of course we can bring our own pop-up chair. But I'd like to highly encourage everybody bring their family and, and then we can have an area right behind the table where we can kuka with the community. Mainly like just encouraging them about, committee, what are they interested in? If they're interested in transportation, hey, this is the transportation meeting, education, just kind of, just getting to know them. Maybe they have questions about the board or we can just share information. If they say, hey, what do you guys do, etc.
Okay,
But
very good.
definitely bring the family just to enjoy the outing that evening.
Yeah, and the fireworks too. They're gonna have
Yeah.
fireworks over there. So, okay, very good. Board members, any other questions? If not, we'll go ahead and take a vote. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a vote, roll vote, voice vote. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take a vote for the Nanakuli Meli Neighborhood Board number 36 to participate in the 5th Annual Prince Jonah Kohio Festival on Saturday, March 23rd, 2024, between 4 and 9 p.m. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. All those abstain. Okay, motion passes. We'll participate in the 5th Annual Prince Jonah Kuhio Festival on Saturday, March 23rd. Moving on to the next agenda item, which is the community outreach. Jeffrey will get back to that. Moving on to item C, approval of Tuesday, September 19, 2023, regular meeting minutes. Any comments, concerns, corrections, anything? Other than that, we'll go ahead and take a voice vote. All in approval for the September 19th regular meeting minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, approval on the September meeting. Next, approval for Tuesday, January 16th, 2024, regular meeting minutes. All those approved? Sorry. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, say no. Any abstentions? Okay, approval. All right, moving on to E, January 2024, board member attendance at community meetings, public hearings. I'll give it over to Jeffrey to take the information.
Alrighty, so I'm just gonna go down the sheet that I have as far as alphabetical order goes. So member Io, please use your microphone.
I handed out the handout for each of the members. It was the Waianae Kupuna Council. It was a meeting called, it was regarding Makua and Lualua. That meeting, January 26th.
Member Augustin?
Nanakuli High and Intermediate Parent Teacher Student Association.
Member Tector?
NHIS PTSA meeting.
Kia?
None.
Myers?
Thank you. I attended the Hawaiian Homes Commission meeting today, and I'll be again tomorrow, as well as some hearings at the state capitol for Hawaiian Affairs and public safety.
Member Corona?
For January, none.
Ed Hano?
None.
Naomi Hano?
None.
And Chair to Court.
A Waianae Neighborhood Board meeting, January 2nd. City of Joy Food Drive, January 6th. Councilmember Andrea Tupola's Uliava cleanup, January 13th. The SRO program, Councilmember Tupola, January 18th. Shine sign waving at Nanakuli High School, January 26th. Oh, and then the Makua meeting at Waianae Hanwanji Church on the 26th as well. Okay, that's it. All right, very good. Moving on to officials report. Okay, Governor Josh Green. Oh, there you are. Okay, awesome. Very good. Thank you for your patience today. Thank you. Go ahead.
Gary Yamashroya. I'm the special assistant at the Department of Tax, but I'm here to represent the administration to bring back any information or any questions you may have or concerns. So first, I want to get back to some of the items that I needed to address for this meeting. From last meeting, Board Member Corona requested that somebody from the Department of Transportation attend your Transportation Committee. It's my understanding that George Absidy reached out to you and that he would not be able to attend this meeting.
Well,
but-
I can't submit the agenda without having people to come to it. So
Right.
at that time passed and went. He didn't reach out to me until just Friday. So but for March, I think we'll try to work something out. for
Okay,
March.
yeah,
Thank you.
I did make the request and so they did let me know that he did reach out to you. I guess he's the administrator of the Transportation Department, so hopefully you'll be able to work it out with him. I did bring up for Uncle Ed, your concerns about the medevac. I did send a report to the governor's office about the importance of having responders specifically for medical response. So they are aware of it, of your concerns. And I think those are the two items that I needed to address from last meeting, but I'm here for any questions if you have any.
Okay, very good. So Board Member Corona, I'm going to have you ask a question. Please keep it brief. And then other members, if you do have a question, I would ask if you could take it offline after the meeting so we can get through to the other elected officials. Are we okay with that? Okay, okay. Board Member Corona, please, if you can keep it brief.
We'll keep it brief. Just briefly, this is going to go in line with the DOT. So I just want to reiterate, we have the DOT publishes road work being done on the state highways. Consistently, there's work being done on Farrington Highway, backing up traffic, one way in, one way out. And when you go to the website, the work that's being done is not on there as advertised. Therefore, who's ever doing it is doing it without the proper permitting or approvals. So the DOT, the governor's office needs to get with my opinion is to get with the DOT to have this stop. For example, the cutting of the grass and stuff that was done on Barrington this past week wasn't supposed to be done where they were doing it. They were supposed to be doing it down by Ko'olina and Honolulu, but they brought it in this way. Good job, but we needed it done, but it backed up traffic. I watched the ambulance struggle to get through because of all that. We weren't aware of it. So I just want to make that point.
Yeah, I remember you brought this up several months ago too. There was another project that they had to address as well. So I will definitely let DOT know.
Thank you. I do want to go online. Senator Shimabukuro, did you have a question for the governor's rep?
Yes, I do actually. Just want to know if the Kalima lawsuit settlement proceeds are considered taxable income. A lot of constituents are asking me.
I will definitely get back to you. That question has come up. I'm not the tax expert, unfortunately. I'm the special assistant to the director, but just off the top of my head, my understanding is when you have
Well, hold on. I'm going to stop you right there because Representative Keela did say that they are exempt.
yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, usually when you have litigation, those are
Yes.
usually tax exempt.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. If you could please stay for more questions after, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the mayor's rep. Erwin, if you would like to simply refer to your newsletter, you are welcome to both newsletters, but go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Chair, members, and everyone in the community. I did submit my report that contains all of the responses to questions from the last time. Happy to take any other questions that might come up.
Can you take it offline afterwards?
Well, no, because I think everybody needs to hear what needs to be said.
Okay, then we'll have to open that up to the entire board because I did ask Board Member Tector to take hers offline as well. So if I'm gonna allow you, I've got to allow everybody.
Well,
Go ahead. No, okay. Okay, go ahead. We're gonna open it up.
There was a notice today from Department of Environmental Services saying that they may be not, or there might be a reduced in services for Opala pickup because the trucks have been ordered, have not arrived for 4 years now. But today was property tax day, so we all had to pay our property taxes. So, those are services we pay for. And if they're not going to pick up our Opala because of the city not funding them or them prepping for it, then I see that as a concern. The press release was released Friday afternoon at 4:15. Didn't see it until this morning when my trash didn't get picked up today. So I just want to make that aware that maybe the Department of Environmental Services can address it to the board, do something better, because I don't believe that's a good enough reasoning behind them not being able to provide the services that we pay for.
Okay, thank you for the comment.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Board Member Tector?
Yes. The first phase of all the water charges, has it begun?
Yes, it started February 1st. You're not going to see the change until your March bill.
Okay.
So that's when you'll see the change.
Yeah, the reason being was because of today being
Right.
tax day.
Right.
So it's a lot of
So-
money.
Correct. So
Everybody
you
has
won't
to
see the
plan.
change in February. You'll see it in your March billing.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Board members, any other questions? I'll open it up for community. Any questions? Okay, very good. All right, Erin, thank you very much. Thank you. Wait, did you do for both reports? Sorry.
For the mayor's
just-
the Board of Water Supply report is the same. I submitted my
Okay.
report in writing. If there's any
Perfect.
other questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Arwen. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's go ahead. I don't see anybody from Congresswoman Joe Tokuda's office. We'll go over to Councilmember Andrea Topola. Councilmember, if you could unmute okay, Councilmember, go ahead.
I'm gonna go. Can you hear me okay, Sam, or should I get off the earphones?
No, you're good. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. There's a lot of questions that were asked me, so feel free, we can talk offline, but just wanted to thank everyone who came to our homeless symposium. I held that on February 3rd at UH West Oahu. We had over 100 people there, service providers, community court, the DMV came out, all of the things that need to help with our homelessness. And honestly, we're trying to get everyone on the same page. So please take a R3 flyer. Restore, Reconnect, Revive is up and going. LMS Church Monday, Wednesday, 5 to 6, and at River of Life, Monday, Thursday, 12 to 1. And we also did a Stop Human Trafficking conference last week. So thank you to those who participated in that as well. Very important that we understand these issues, especially the neighborhood security watches who might be witnessing some of this and need to understand what steps they need to take to report missing children and to identify possible trafficking cases. In regards to the Waianae Station, I will be writing another letter to them. There is $300,000 that was released by the mayor, but that is to furnish the second floor of the station. So when someone said, oh, when is it open? It is open. It's open already. There's just only one officer. So the $300,000 being released will furnish the second floor, which will allow for detectives and others to start using it. The second thing is that the live scan machine is there, which will allow for them to process adults, and it's not working. So we're trying to work through problems there. The third thing is that officer incentives are on the table for discussion, and hands down, if we want Waianae Station to be fully utilized, we need more officers, period. We're 400 short, so the incentives will help. We have a cadet academy that started in January. Unfortunately, only 7 people enrolled, and the cadet academy was for 18 and older. And then we also have the neighborhood security watches. So I saw Board Member Io's question, and I think if it's outside of those 3 things, and you think that a citizens board is going to be something outside of the cadet academy, the neighborhood security watch, and reserve officers, then you can talk to me about that. Other than that, board chair, I'll just have everyone email me, and I wrote down all the questions and all the answers, but I'm open for any questions that anyone has.
Okay, very good. Thank you, council member. Board members, questions for the council member? Questions, okay. Community, any questions? Okay, very good. Thank you so much, council member Tupola. We appreciate you. Thank you for logging in with us, and we'll get in touch with you if you have any questions. Thank you. Okay, all right, and we are moving on to Senator Shimabukuro.
Aloha, thank you. For Ms. Benavides' question, I mean, one possible scenario of why this water is on is that I know under landlord-tenant law, if the water is like included with your rent, you know, meaning like it's basically in the landlord's name, then it's illegal for the landlord to cut it off for the purpose of you moving out without a court order. So I don't know if that's the situation where there's people that are there that are tenants of the lessee. So that could be it, but I just know that's the normal landlord-tenant law. Going to my newsletter, on page 2, some of the bills that are moving, the aquaculture bill, SB 2329, on February 23rd, this Friday, and that's going to establish Waianae High School as the hub for mullet fish hatcheries and for local IA across the state. Also on that page, the DHHL Hawaiian Homeland's Cash Awards bill, SB 2640 is scheduled on February 22nd. And this is the bill that would allow DHHL and the Hawaiian Homes Commission to authorize cash awards in lieu of a lease for those beneficiaries opting for that option. On page 3, several bills are poised to cross over to the House. Statute limits for adults, and this extends, opens the window for adult sex abuse victims to file civil claims. And there's 2 sex trafficking bills that are also crossing over. One to comply with federal law for far as minors go, and also allowing civil claims against the establishments that have sex trafficking by the victims. Page 4, 2 bills that are scheduled this month are the burials, SB 2591. This establishes fines for landowners who fail to disclose that they have burial sites, archaeological sites on their land. And then also the land lease bill, SB 2759 on February 27. This bill is a very interesting one. It basically says that the state cannot extend leases for any tenants that are convicted of crimes, in non-compliance. And so a lot of interesting testimony come in from this bill, when you're talking about federal leases to the military, leases to pesticide users, that kind of thing. And then finally on page 5, the Brownwater bill. This is a bill the Surfrider Foundation has been pushing for a long time. SB 2322 is scheduled on February 24. And this just requires DOH to do its typical weekly testing at Tier 1 beaches, regardless of whether there's a Brownwater advisory or not. And it really will help to address the gaps in data that we're seeing in terms of our water testing. But with that, I'd be open to any questions you might have. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you, board members. Any questions for Senator? Okay, community, any questions? All right, very good, Senator. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Mahalo.
We appreciate you. Mahalo, aloha. All right, very good. Moving on to Representative Darius Kila. Oh boy, the next 4 minutes are yours. Well, so soon. Yeah. I apologize. 3 minutes.
Thank you guys so much. I'm losing my voice. I'm getting over my sickness. I'll just stand on I'll stand on my newsletter. I just want to highlight HB 1572, which is scheduled for hearing tomorrow. That is one of my bills that I'm really passionate about this session. We've talked a lot about banning foreign home ownership, but this would strictly tax out-of-state pension collectors who come to Hawaii as a tax haven. And if we're looking to close tax loopholes, these are some of the tax loopholes I'm looking at. It affects people who collect pensions over $150,000 that are not originated in the state. Those folks are ultra wealthy and coming to Hawaii because they can afford to come here. You can still submit late testimony, but I'm really happy to see it scheduled for tomorrow. As always, I'm here for you folks. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Kila. Board members, any questions? Board Member Myers.
I just have 2 questions
Yes.
or 2 requests. One, there's a casino bill. There's a casino bill, a gambling bill, a casino on Oha. Representative
Daniel
Holt, we really don't want that kind of thing in our community, especially on Oha land.
Yeah.
And so I'll email you the Morongo Indian tribe request or proposal to OHA. So I'm just hoping that the legislature will shut that down.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is on cannabis, not to support it, because it's a gateway drug. I've never taken cannabis, but when I've done reading about it, because I thought it would be a lucrative thing for OHA, like la'au lapa'au. But it's actually gateway drug,
Yes.
stronger things. And so I just was hoping that you won't support
Yeah,
that.
in 30 seconds as of right now, I just have to oppose marijuana legalization for the issues we need to focus on in the state. And I voted WR and Rep Holt's bill citing the concerns. I didn't want to disrespect them. I did go WR. Many people voted no. I don't think the bill's going to move past second reading. So thank you, Board Member Myers.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, if not, we're going to go ahead and move on.
Thank you, Chair.
Respond to Senator Shimabukura's question about the lawsuit. The Kalima lawsuit attorneys respond to that question, and the council provides an opinion.
Thank you.
So there's a letter.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you.
Buenos días.
Okay, let's move on to Army, please. Lieutenant Colonel, if you folks could make your way to the microphone. Yes, please run. Go ahead.
Madam
Thank you.
Chair, Chair members, in interest of time, I just have one quick update for the community. So there's a new community concern line for any training effects that the Army is conducting. I wanted to read off to everyone. The number is 808-787-1528. So if you have any concerns about any training that we're doing, you can contact that line. They can answer anything. In the interest of time, I'll just skip everything else.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. Well, board members, any questions? All right. Community, any questions? Okay.
Yet again, I know I never have a chance to thank Darius at the ledge. He sits on a transportation board. And you know, we had the 0.5, we had the speed cameras, and I just want to thank him to see it.
Thank
move
you.
on.
Thank you.
And with the military, you know, I brought up the concerns, and I'm pretty sure you guys here know about they bringing explosive A and B to my homestead where I live all my life. And all I ask is if they can have escorts, even with the outside contractors like Bayside, they carry weapons on the trailers going back and forth. In the past, the military always had escorts. That's all we're asking for. Because if something do go wrong, remember I brought that here. I let them all know. I've been letting them all know for years already. I mean, that's what we need to fix and take care. Because if something do go wrong, I don't like have to come in and say, didn't I tell you guys that? Get it fixed while we can. That's all we ask. Have an escort for outside contractors and help us combat the fire. Bring the Chinooks over there. I've been saying that, whether it's the Menevac, help us. Is this a matter of time? I mean, I want Samantha on PBS.
Yeah.
You talk about the three valleys.
Yeah.
I've been in this valley when this valley was lit up and almost burned my homestead down in 2016, March 17. I can tell you the right dates.
Yeah. Thank
'Cause
you.
I helped get a 90-year-old out of her house.
Thank you.
And that was really, really close.
Thank
But,
you. We
know, that's why I
appreciate you.
asked, hey, have the military help us. We helping them. They poisoned our water, they contaminated our ground, and all we hear is asking for them to meet us halfway and help us.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like
I agree.
explosive coming to my neighborhood.
I
'Cause if
agree.
something do happen, our house is gonna break loose.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Uncle Ed. We're gonna move on now. Navy. I know. Navy, I'm gonna ask you to go ahead. Go up to the microphone. Thank you so much.
Aloha, Chair. Yeah, I'll just stand by for any questions.
Thank you, Danny. Go ahead, Victor.
February 6th, plenty action up NAD. Plane came down. Thank God the 2 passengers aboard were safe. We had good emergency response from HPD and Navy Police. So all's well that ends well. Now, Kolikoli Pass, clear and passable for declared emergency. That's all I get.
Very good. Awesome. Board members, any questions? No? Community, any questions? Okay, very good. We're going to go ahead and adjourn. We're going to defer the remaining part of the agenda. Sorry, I'm trying to get my, so we're going to go ahead and defer agenda item 7, committee reports, and agenda item 8 to, oh, I'm sorry, 7 committee reports to next month. And so announcements, next meeting is Tuesday, March 19, 2024, 7 p.m. at Nanakuli Public Library, also via WebEx. At this time, we're going to go ahead and adjourn. We want to thank everybody. Mahalo you for being here. Also to you online, mahalo, thank you. If we missed you or you wanted to ask a question, please contact us, email us. We'll make sure to get you to the right people. Aloha and have a good night, everyone.